everyone, and welcome along to the Superleague Monaco Grand Prix. We are closing out Monaco week here at the GPVWC in style. We are having the Pre-Gold Superleague Monaco race that I'm sure a lot of people have been waiting for. We're in the closing moments of qualifying as we speak, and cars are going around trying to set their pole position lap times. I'm Joshua Anderson, and as ever, I'll be here to take you through the action. Unfortunately, no Jake Sanson this week, but we do have something a little bit special, which I'll be going through in the warm-up session of this race 4. But nonetheless, at the moment, Lee Morris on pole position, but Rudy Van Buren in the Vaught Bowl, the next driver up who can challenge him. Risto Caput is not doing any more laps in third, so he won't be able to go any higher. Gergo Baldi fourth at the moment, David Feidig fifth, but he has a 5-place great penalty to serve. And then we have Wright Kilk in 7th place, who's still doing laps in that Red Archer as well. Great lap so far from Wright. Great to see him in the Super League, and hopefully we will see him do a good lap here at Monaco. Rudy Van Buren, though, at the moment, rounding the final couple of turns here. And, well, as Buren comes into the final two now through Raskas and Anthony Nogue, it's going to be interesting to see whether he can go pole here. He's got a 10th to find to Lee Morris ahead of him. Is he going to do it? Yes, he is. By a 10th. He goes 2 tenths quicker. Snatches pole out the hands of Morris, and Van Buren gets the pole. Pole he goes then with a 1:12.1. What's Wright Kilk going to do as he comes across the line? Not enough for an improvement in position. David Franchich, I believe, is on his in lap now in that Street Fighter car in 8th place. But Sven Schubert in one of the Storm cars in 15th. New, I think, to the series. Sven, great to see him here. Standing in for Emmanuel Gagzala, I believe. There are a couple of faces up and down the grid that look pretty new to me, but it is definitely interesting to see all these cars on the grid. But yes, Rudy Van Buren, pole position, and that at Monaco is going to be crucial. Very, very, very key he gets the pole here, because as we know, overtaking in these cars can be difficult at times in these 2017 spec cars. And as well as that, remember, this is a difficult circuit to overtake on anyway, although that hasn't stopped drivers overtaking in the past, so you never know. But yeah, 22 degrees here in virtual Monaco, and, well, water is up for Van Buren. Let's not forget, though, Lee Morris will start 2nd place. Now, last time around in Austria, Lee was saying how this is his track. He loves Monaco, so he might be able to snatch the win out of Van Buren's hands here. Though, of course, we anticipate this will be Rudy's to win, because from pole and the dominance he's shown, and it being Monaco where pole's so crucial, it looks that he might have a seriously good chance. David Feidig will start 10th after qualifying 5th, because he has a 5-place grid drop to serve. So the actual running orders: Van Buren, Morris, Caput, Baldi, Cooper, Kilk, Franchich, DeVos, Redshaw, Hoekstra lines out your top 10. We do have some back of the grid penalties that drivers have to serve from the previous race, and the drivers serving those are going to be a couple of drivers, and they're Thomas Hinz, Ryan Walker, and Ben Horrell all have to serve penalties. Hinz and Horrell did not set times, and I'm not sure whether Ryan Walker is here. So only really out of the 3, 2 are going to be serving the penalties. But yeah, this could be interesting, this one. And, well, it's Monaco. We've had some fantastic races in Formula Challenge and Super Cup here earlier this week. So you imagine Super League is going to be even better. So, yeah, Van Buren on pole, Morris 2nd. But who do you think is going to win the race? Let me know in the comments, of course. And we will keep your comments rolling in as the race progresses. I think we got Jeffrey Fournier here in the chat with us. Good evening, Jeffrey. Great to have you with us as well. Jeffrey, of course, race winner in Super Cup last night. Really seems you're on a run of form with them. So great to see Jeffrey in the audience for this one. And I'm sure you are not going to want to miss this race here. It's going to be a cracker. Monaco always throws up some good races. I'm just hearing from our cameraman, Argo Teder. He wants to do some tweaks to the bit rate and frames a second. I don't know whether the stream's going to have to go down for that. But if he does, then it will be a very momentary switch here. And yeah, Monaco, though, we are not going to miss this. It is a brilliant race, and I am sure it is going to be a cracker. So into warm-up now we go, and the drivers will just be preparing themselves for the race ahead of them. Yep, okay. The stream is going to come down for a couple of seconds and we'll be straight back after these settings have been changed, so don't go anywhere. Right, I do believe we are back. Welcome back to the stream, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, those settings changes have been made now. So yeah, we are back on the road here at GPVWC Super League. We're in the warm-up now. 8 minutes and 26 seconds for the drivers to acquaint themselves with these conditions and the track and the race ahead of them. 78 laps of Monaco away to these drivers. So it's going to be interesting to see how they deal with it. And, well, it is Monaco. Anything can happen. Usually it does happen in Monaco as well. We've had drama in the last 2 races we've had here in Formula Challenge and Super Cup. So Super League, I'm hoping this is going to be just as exciting. It should be an absolute thriller of a race, that much is certain. And, well, we have a little bit of a special treat this time for you because it's Monaco, so we've done something special and we have managed to get ourselves a direct link with none other for the entirety of this race than the manager of the current team's championship leader, Vodbull Racing, and that is Mike Pittman. So throughout this broadcast, we'll be bringing Mike into the broadcast booth to have chats with him about all things Vodbull. And, well, he's our sort of connection to the Vodbull pit wall, if you will. A bit of an exclusive here for Monaco to see what really goes on in the life of a Super League team manager in the course of a race. For now, though, the drivers will really just be focusing on this warm-up session and getting themselves in the best frame of mind that they can for the race ahead of them. Of course, warm-up is the time to test your final things, final settings, and get yourself sorted. And it's also the time where I can talk about the car upgrades that have been going on this race. So, going into this round, Monaco, actually one of the rounds where car upgrades don't matter as much. A lot of the teams haven't done upgrades, but notably, Norton Racing, Wilders Automotive, and Kennar Sport have all adjusted the weight and the differential downforce on the car. They've improved those. Downforce seems to be a big component of these upgrades because Green Stripes Racing, Street Fighter Racing Systems, Adonis Engineering, Hawkeye Racing and Madcape have all gone for downforce in some capacity. All of them bar Madcape have gone front wing, then Madcape going rear wing downforce. So a lot of downforce going on here and differential downforce, as I said, done by Norton, Wouters and Kernow. Hawkeye also focusing on diffuser downforce as well, so it's a big part of this race. Engine-wise, a lot of teams, well, interestingly enough, I'm seeing on this chart here that Woods Racing have got engines in at the moment with 8% and 10% life in them. So I'm not sure whether that's a technical error or what, but if they are running engines that low way, I expect them to blow up. This could be a big blunder from them. Then again, though, there are teams running about 31% and 32% life engines. So this could be an interesting race from the engine front. In terms of engine upgrades, Talos are the only teams to bring an engine supply to bring an upgrade in, and they've brought power. So they are now the third most powerful base power unit on the grid, but they've also done some big work on fuel consumption in the past. So overall, that engine is the most developed now. So a lot of upgrades coming in for this race then. Obviously, teams deciding Monaco, reasonably a good idea to upgrade for here. And going into this race, you think you'd need them because Rudy van Buren really starting to pull out a lead in the Drivers' Championship now. He has 15 points to Gergo Baldi, who in turn is just well ahead of Lee Morris, and it's Risto Cabot in 4th place on 70 points. David Feidick 5th on 48, that's 22 points back. Alex Cooper in 6th place on 54. Oh, that should be Cooper ahead of Feidick, sorry. in that case. So Cooper will be in 5th place. Friday will be 6th. Then Florian Gaia is in 7th place on 40. Friday has 48 points. And in 8th place is Fran Lopez on 32, and then Thomas Hinds on 29, then Bartavos on 28. Rounds out the top 10 in the Drivers' Championship. Looking at the teams, it's fairly litty yet because Vodbull Racing are storming it. They are 77 points ahead of the nearest competition on 165 points to Norwegian Racing's 88. Then Wilder's Automotive are on 81, just 7 behind. Then it's a lot closer because Mad Cape are 2 points behind on 79. Then in 5th place is Hawkeye Racing, 12 points behind on 67. Red Archer and then on 46 points in 6th, whereas 7th place belongs to McDonald's Engineering, who are on 45. Kernow Sport on 42 and 8th, and then it's 9th place Street Fighter Racing Systems on 38 points. Then Storm Racing Team on 24, Woods Racing on 23, and Green Stripes Racing with just 2 points, rounding out the tail of the field here. So not looking fantastic for them, but it's not looking terrible, because they can get points hopefully at the end of the season. It's really looking like the season will have to do well, or they're gonna relegate to Super Cup, because you know, they need points this season. They really do. Tyre strategy is going to be interesting around Monaco. I expect a lot of teams will be using the ultra soft tyres in the race, but the strategy is going to be interesting because all of the teams seem to have gone for the softest possible strategy and not the soft, super soft, and soft tyres, with the exception of 2. And those exceptions are Vodbull and Street Fighter. Both of those teams have gone for an ultra soft, medium layout. So perhaps trying to get more tyre life, trying to out-strategy people on the harder compounds of tyres. Around Monaco, though, you might imagine you'll lose more time because you won't have as much cornering grip. So if they think they can make it work, it'll be interesting to see if they can. Weather-wise, it's set to be sunshine for the entire race, so there's no need to worry about any chance of rain. It's not looking likely like there will be any, so drivers can just focus and get on with the race. So, the grid is being set now at the moment by race director Chris Williamson. Who do you believe is going to be the winner of this Monaco Grand Prix? Let me know in the comments. We'll read some of them out as we go to the grid and on the formation lap. Just see what you guys are thinking. Of course, Van Buren will start on pole from Lee Morris, from Bristol Capper, from Gergo Baldy in your top 4. So that is going to be an interesting one for sure. Could be a very interesting grid, especially with Friday taking that 5-place penalty. That's going to drop him down to 10th place. And at Monaco, that could really hurt him because it's not so easy to overtake, as we know. And with these Super League cars being wider than last year's, it's going to make it even harder. Matthew Allen in the chat says he's preparing for entertainment. Well, you should do, Matt, because Super League never fails to impress on the excitement front. And so, well, Monaco, I don't think is going to impress any less than you'd think it was going to be. And it should be an absolute classic, this, especially in... Well, apologies for that slight blip there, but yes, Monaco Super League about to get... It's gone again. Well, apologies for that slight bit there, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with GPVWC Super League action, and Monaco about to get underway, of course. And, well, in the meantime, I've been joined by Mike Pittman.
Hello.
Talking about you, Mike, it is a pleasure to have you on the, effectively in the comments box, but on the pit wall for Vodbull here today. It is really a pleasure to have you, and of course, really getting pole is going to be crucial for Monaco.
Yeah, heart in the mouth at the end there, to be honest, after... crashing on his first lap, it did put us in a bit of a predicament, but he pulled it out of the bag right at the last minute, and that's key, to be honest, around here.
Yeah, it's going to be key because, you know, overtaking in Monaco is pretty much difficult. You've got very limited places where you can, and of course, with everyone probably going to be choosing the soft tyres at the start, or qualifying on them and then having to use them at the start, it's going to be very interesting to see how this goes as well, because it's going to be so important to the race, and, well... It's, you know, it's one of those tracks, isn't it? It's so unique. There's nothing like it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you may not see an awful lot of overtaking, but then again, we have seen such difference in tyres, so they can make, you know, 3-4 seconds a lap difference at times, so that really would make it you'd expect you to overtake. But yeah, it's going to be an awful lot of what goes on in the pits, and we've got a mod here where people have been pitting 7-8 times on other tracks. So imagine what they could be doing here. There could be so much going on, and we've got some guys that we're back of the grids and stuff that will mix it up as well, who haven't qualified, so they probably won't start on the ultras. I wouldn't if I was them, and they could become a bit of a blockade. When you're talking about 10-12 laps in.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it goes, definitely. And, an extra little tidbit of information being passed to drivers from race director Chris Williamson. If you're being lapped, you have to respect blue flags. That is, obviously the case all season, but especially here if you're being lapped at Monaco, because, again, it's so difficult.
Yeah, I mean, they are the best drivers around, so you'd expect them to be all right and get away. Yeah, the one thing I did want to mention before we started on this, that if you do see anything different from Rudy today, that's because we've had a bit of a drama in the last hour before we started. He normally races with a 3-screen monitor setup. One of them has blown up an hour ago and he had smoke around the house. So he's now back down to a 1-monitor setup, which is causing him some issues, should we say.
Well, it didn't stop him from taking pole, but yes, Rudy Van Buren, obviously, slight technical issues before the start, definite drama. Thanks very much for telling us about that, Mike. So, we will take a note of that. But yes, race about to get underway here. I'm sure you want to get back with your drivers, so we'll let you go and we'll call you back if ever we need you.
Cool. Yep. Thank you very much. See you soon.
So, here we go then. Things about to get underway at Monaco, 78 laps round this circuit. Of course, not quite as long as the other Super League races in pure length, because Monaco is given a historic allowance. So 78 laps of racing about to get underway then, and I'm sure that this will be a classic to watch. Of course, let me know who you think's going to win. Any predictions for second and third, perhaps? This is going to be an absolute corker of race, though I can tell you that. You are not going to want to miss this. And, well, these drivers and these cars, I'm sure this is going to provide me with no opportunity to breathe in this race, because all the cars are going to be head to tail with each other all the time, and you can imagine that this is going to be an interesting one for all involved. So, the lights have gone out for the formation lap, and we are getting ourselves underway here. So, going off the start of the grid, we have Rudy Van Buren, then we have Lee Morris on the front row. These two will be battling each other into turn one. These will be harrying each other into turn one. Both want to win this. Morris especially. We'll see if he can. Then it's Cabot, then it's Baldy, Cooper, Kilk make up your next four. All capable drivers. Right, Kilk, I believe, making his Super League debut. So, going to be interesting to see how the Estonian gets on. And it's David Francic, Bartavos, Lewis Redshaw, and the penalised David Fidek taking a 5-place grid penalty from Austria, starting in 10th. Can the reigning champion find his way up the order? We saw Mike Quint do that in Super Cup yesterday. Maybe we can see a similar job from David Fidek. Rutger Hoekstra in 11th, followed by Ben Stepanek in 12th, and it's Gaia, Olsen, McNaughton, and the debuting Sven Schubert. It is an all-storm weight. McNaughton out qualifying his new teammate in Schubert. Going to be interesting to see how Sven does. Then Matthew Chergwin, Fran Lopez, Daniel Schranku, Gerrit de Vries being promoted to a Super League race seat. Great to see Gerrit around, obviously proving his worth in the lower categories and now making his way into green stripes. Going to be interesting to see how these Woods cars, though. Chergwin and Jacobs cannot be anticipating long races with engines that are as worn as they are. Nick Rowland is in the Mad Cape car in 21st. Great to see Nick back as well. Ben Miller's 22nd, Thomas Hinch 23rd, Ben Horrell rounds out your grid in 24th place. A lot of the cars are on ultra soft tyres. Van Buren, Morris, Capit and Baldy, the top four certainly are. So it's going to be crucial to see how they make use of them. This is going to be a very interesting first lap, I can tell you that right now. I think everyone, with the exception of Hinds and Horrell, on the Ultrasofts, and both of them have opted for soft and medium tyres respectively. So this is going to be a very interesting one from a perspective of the drivers and the commentators. Cars just filing into the grid spots. I'm just preparing myself for this, because this is going to be an absolutely amazing race. So here we go then. Ben Horrell in his pit box. And the lights are starting to go out, and we are set for a corker. Super League Monaco. is underway. Now these cars are all going to get through cleanly into Santa Batia. We got Captain barging wheels and Morris before we get there. Hopefully this will go without incident. We've seen red flags in other series, but it looks to be reasonably incident-free there. Oh, we do have a woods round, and that is Matthew Chadwin, but there's been no major pileups with the exception of maybe a cluster in the back. And oh, well, actually, Howell has got stuck behind Roland, but it's nothing major. They should be able to clear each other. Van Buren and Cabot are 1 and 2 though coming through, and then Morris, Baldy, Gill, Cooper, DeVos, Franchich, Redshaw, Feidig going to thread from Hoekstra. Olsen as well as to come out in the grand hairpin, and Olsen is doing a decent job there, but Norton drives on the inside. This is spin, and there's a clash in the hairpin. Yep, it's happened there. That is a problem, and we have cars piling up now, but I think they might be able to clear each other, but Sven Schubert's gone airborne. And yep, there is cars there. It looks to be a pile-up at the Grand Hotel hairpin. I would not be surprised if this was a red flag, but I think they might be able to clear themselves. Van Buren leads, Cabot leads, Morris leads, Baldy leads, Kel, Cooper, DeVos, Franchich is your top 8 though at the moment. Van Buren coming around the final 2 corners, and it looks like the drama has cleared itself at the hairpin, so we will keep racing. Van Buren though from Capper though from Morris. Really, Lee Morris has lost out here. He's gone down to 3rd from 2nd. It is a Vodball 1-2 as it stands. And of course Morris, Capper, these two. Morris will want to get through on Risto because he wants to win this. This is his track, says Lee Morris. Right, Kilger's made a good move though. He's in the 5th place. He's gotten past Alex Cooper somewhere along the road. David Franchis though harrying Bart DeVos. There is a big gap from Fran Lopez to Garrett De Vries at the moment, and De Vries is a panic. Then the cars start to file in after him, and this is going to be a very interesting one from those guys as well. Nick Rowland is already out of the race, by the way, and he is out obviously with probably suspension damage. But either way, Rudy Van Buren doing what Rudy Van Buren does. He is just pulling out the gap here at the moment. He comes round the left-right fling, which becomes a right-left fling. And then Risto Cabot behind from Morris and Baldy. These 2, 3, 4 train, this is actually very close at the moment. These are really, really battling each other, these 3. Van Buren has become around to start lap 3 as he goes into Sandevot though, is really pulling away from the top 3 at the moment. Of course, as we've mentioned several times, Cabot, Morris, Baldy, your top 4. Right, Kilk and Alex Cooper 5, 6. We got the bit of a slide on from David Franchis coming out Sandevot there. That was a close one. He almost lost it. Redshaw, Feidig, Hoekstra. This is where the train starts, really. This whole P6, 5, 6 area. Right, Kilk's being closed in by Alex Cooper. This could get interesting if Cooper catches them, because we don't know where he's going to be able to overtake, of course, but has pulled some good overtaking in the Super League in the past as Cooper. Good to see, though, that we didn't have a red flag, though. We are going to get to the start of this race, at least relatively cleanly. And, well, cars behind are going to start battling each other now. Lewis Redshaw's had a good start from 9th, but the engine life on that Woods is very, very low, to say the least. I don't anticipate it lasting that long, to be honest with you. Either way, though, Redshaw is continuing on. He knows he's got to. He's got to hope and pray it just lasts as long as it can, really. Cooper is starting to be caught on by DeVos and Franchich, and then Redshaw himself is getting serious ground to them. Interesting opening couple of laps then here at Monaco. A bit of a lock-up, I believe, from Franchich coming out of the final turn there. He's dropped Tyner DeVos. Definitely something happened. Field starting to spread out as it does at Monaco, but this train really is where we want to be looking at. This is exactly where the action is right now. Gergo Baldy starting to close in on Lee Morris, though. And this could be crucial for Gergo if he can just catch up to Lee Morris. He's going to have to find a chance somewhere, but he's got to stay on the back of Morris. Monaco really a strategy track. You've got to out-strategy your opponents to get the most chance of overtaking. Matters on all races, of course, but especially here. Balding comes into the Novell chicane then. Flicks it left, flicks it right. Hits the power. And he's really just got to try and catch up to Lee Morris here. That's all he's going to focus on, ultimately. But it is such a difficult track to overtake on Monaco, as we've said so many times. It's just, you find it so difficult. And Bartomos, Alex Cooper again, proving that as well. Lots of cars up and down the order proving that. Gergo Baldi, at the moment, probably the closest person to attack the top three. Baldi really chasing down on Morris here, but it's so difficult to find time when the cars are this close. But Morris and Captain are very, very close indeed. They are closer even still than the other two. This could get very interesting very quickly. 5%, unbelievably, we're 5% of the race through. You wouldn't think it, but Monaco tends to fly by. And oh, Morris is right on the back of Cabot's rear diffuser now. And really, Morris has got to probably start sizing up potential opportunities. He's not going to have many of them, so he's got to take the ones he gets. Really is an opportunist's dream, this track. Got to look for chances and take them. Morris into the Naval chicane. We've lost to Ben Horrell. Morris, though, cannot get any ground gain on Cabot through here. You imagine the tyres are going to wear down super quickly. This could be an interesting one. He's done so well as well in this season, Lee Morris, when he's come back. And that, of course, that Madcape is not the most developed car on the grid by any means, but he's making a good use of it. Monaco will probably plays it in his hands because you don't need development as much here because there's a lot more about the driver's skill and keeping out the barriers. Real test of driver skill, Monaco, one of the most testing tracks on the calendar. If you're going to crash out, well, don't be ashamed if it happens here because it's so easy to do. Right, Kilkers seems to be forming a train with Alex Cooper and Bart DeVos behind. David Franchich, Lewis Reggio, David Fide, Whoopi Hoekstra. Train starting to form up and Morris cannot get past Capit. That's what I'm saying. So difficult to overtake a Monaco. Barely any space. He's mounting the curb as Morris. Be a fail if he did that in your driving test, but in these cars, well, it's the only way. Lee Morris, of course, you know, such a fighter for the title in 2011, and in these 2017 cars, he probably hasn't lost it at all. Gets so close to the barrier on the entry there, you've got to push the limits of the track. Got to take every single inch you can get. Monaco does not give you very much room to manoeuvre, so you've got to move as much of it as you can. All sorts of tactical play is going to be going on this race. When do you pit? What tyres do you use? It's more important here than it ever is in Super League. Gergo Baldi's decided now is the time to pit. He's lasted just 6 laps on those tyres, on those super soft, ultra soft tyres. He's going to come into the pits now and get on the super soft. So I imagine this is probably going to be a 7 or an 8 stop race from Baldi. That will put David Friedrich over place. He moves into 9th. We got Franchich, DeVos, Cooper, Kilk all battling it out behind. Cabot and Morris still going for 2nd. Is Baldi going to come out? He's going to come out 11th. Could this be a masterstroke from Gergo Baldi? We'll have to see. He's pulled some great strategical ploys off before. We got a big train now from Kilk. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Pretty much half the world is in this train. It's Monaco rush hour traffic, and the head of it is right Kilk at the moment. This is exactly where we'll start to see bunching up and the likes of that and potential really feisty overtakes. Alex Cooper having a look. He's going to look into the Nouvelle chicane here. He's going to force himself down the inside. There's no room at the end though. Kilk defends brilliantly. Nothing could have been done there. Reg on Franchich trying to come together. Fine, it goes down Franchich. Fine, it dives down the end of Franchich, takes full advantage and goes through in a wave. That's why he's the world champion with moves like that. You don't win a title without making some bold moves. Lee Morris pits. He comes down. He goes onto the super softs. Van Buren in as well. That might be a reaction. Oh, and Kilkin as well. So he pit stop timers now as is Redshaw, Franchich. Whoopi Hoekstra has not pitted. So we got cars in left, right and centre. Cars in at the moment then. One of them, Rudy Van Buren, deciding now is the time. And he has gone onto the soft tyres. So that is the alternate compound choice for Red Bull. Going to try and out strategies and people in terms of time life. Bristol Cabot leading though, really, the pit here. So he'll be on the older tyres. Servicing Van Buren first, it seems, of Red Bull. Alex Cooper in second, Bartavos third. He always seems to have a knack of running in the high order, Bartavos. Definitely one of the more talented drivers on the field. Gergo Baldi's got to run a Wookie Hawkstars. He had a problem. Ran Paul here perhaps, but Baldi through ahead of the Adonis. And that's the advantage of fresh rubber for you, Wookie Hawkstars. Oh, yeah, he looked like I have... No, he was slow. He was just slow and he got overtaken. When you're on fresh rubber, that's what you do. Gergo Baldi now has actually jumped Lee Morris as well. And Risto Cabot in as well. Cabot in. So, what's going to happen here? I expect soft tyres. Soft it is. Alex Cooper will take the lead of the race. Bartavos chases in second. David Feidig third. Van Buren is fourth. Cabot comes out. And he's already been overtaken by Morris. Flaunting the yellow lines on the exit there, Risto Cabot. Gonna watch it. Wookie Hawkster in as well. Really one of these tracks you think Monaco, he got to pit early to get the full advantage. Van Buren is in front of Baldi. Baldi has jumped Morris in all this. That is a fantastic pit manoeuvre by Gergo Baldi. And look at Lee Morris taking all of the curb in the world. He's so desperate to get through, but he can't do it there. You're going to have to wait, mate. Not getting through in this traffic. Now, Nouvel chicane, if he's going to go for it anyway, I think he's a bit too far back. Actually, yeah, he's way too far back. He can't go for it, but he can close in. Maybe force a mistake from Baldi, but he's got to be careful to avoid Baldi if he does slip up. That's the thing. It's so difficult to do this, Monaco. It's really difficult to negotiate. Got to be careful 24/7. This track will punish you if you stray into the barriers. We got a train now for the lead. It's Bartavos leads, David Feidig leads, Rudy Van Buren who has DRS. Alex Cooper is pitted, that's why. Feidig looked on the inside and started to develop, but there was no room. Van Buren now just getting stuck in traffic. Gotta wait for Feidig and DeVos. Really? This is a train he's stuck in, but if those two are yet to pit, he's gonna get ahead, so he just has to bide his time. But if he's being held up massively, then Baldi might run into him. Monaco really a strategist's nightmare. You have to keep an eye on everything at all times. Baldi being chased by Morris to the extremes here, and Van Buren, if he gets stuck behind Feidig, might lose time. This might not work out for the Dutchman. Into the Nouvel chicane then. Come the cars once more. Nothing happening with the top six. Ooh. Lewis Reggio in 8th place using right Kilk. Look, Kilk might have had an altercation with the barrier slightly. I'm not saying whether he did though, so I'll reserve judgment for now. I'm surprised Reggio is still going, given the fact that his engine should really be running down now. Only about 12% to begin with on the light front. They'll lose power too, so they'll be very down on power. Again, Monaco not really circuit rear man has as much though. Oh, clouts the ball slightly, does Reggio. Only slightly though. Cooper though chasing Francis for 9th. The battles everywhere here at Monaco. Wherever you look, there's two cars having a go at each other. Van Buren's trying every which way to get past Feidig, but it's not working. The Dutchman just cannot find any way through. He's not making any inroads, and now Gergo Baldi's right on his tail. This is what Van Buren didn't want. He didn't want to get held up behind this train, but it's happened. Morris is there too, as is Risto Cabot. It's a 6-way train for the lead. Right, Kilker's starting to close in too. We have 6 cars within about 2 seconds for the lead of this race at the moment. 3 cars within 1. No matter where you look, there's cars chasing each other. This is what Monaco is all about, really just trying to find a way through in the utmost of traffic. It's such a challenge to the drivers, overtaking nigh on impossible. You've got to find a way through, and strategy can sometimes be your way through. 10 laps done. This is lap 11, going to start lap 12, and look at this, DeVos and Feidig again. So here we go, Van Buren resumes the lead of the race, but his gap to Baldi is so small now. Morris has basically no time to him. Cabot no time for the car ahead as well. Rudy Van Buren did not want this. He built up a commanding lead and it's been cut straight back down again. This will not be what the Dutchman wanted. He'll have wanted to just run away with this, but Gergo Baldi's going to offer up resistance. Morris will offer up resistance, as will Cabot. There are 4 potential, 5 potential, maybe even anyone could still win this race. Really though, Van Buren needs to start pulling out and getting the ball. He needs to drop him like an anchor. He can't afford to waste time at all here. Has to just get ahead, get a move on, run for the lead and stick with it for all his life's savings. He's just got to keep the lead in this race, really. That's what he's got to do. We got someone in the comments. We got Nero Tiberius saying that Barla's led in 4 to 5 races this year. Good start, that considering Rudy's dominance. Yeah, Boss, he has a knack for leading races, doesn't he? He seems to do a very good job of it. Yeah, undercut did work for Baldy, says Matthew Anderson. He's jumped Morris in that, and that's how he got through. The undercut worked perfectly. Maybe a strategy lots of drivers will employ. Baldy, though, is really just trying to keep the gap to Van Buren at the moment, and what a story it would be for him if he could win at Monaco. Everyone wants to win it, probably none more so than Lee Morris, as we heard at Austria. This is really the one he feels he could win. Morris and Baldy really going at each other at the moment, but again, Monaco, the nature of it, there's just no way to get through. You've got to force chances open, perhaps through strategy, perhaps through bold manoeuvres or others' mistakes. Morris so close to Baldy through the Naval chicane here, coming into back. Such a difficult corner to get right sometimes. Both of them do, though. Really giving it the full beans on each other here at the moment on Morris and Baldy. Neither want to yield. Both know that, well, this is where they need to be. Morris will be fuming that Baldy's undercut him. Maybe thinking about strategy of his own. I do not expect these tyres will last long around here. Maybe the decision to go soft from Van Buren then was the sensible one. In terms of lap times, he seems to be dropping Baldy at the moment on those soft tyres. His last was a 1:15.1, Baldy's a 1:15.5. So he got 4 tenths on the best lap at least, and last lap he had 4 tenths again, 1:16.5 to 1:16.9. So Van Buren is the faster of these cars on the harder compounds. That's exactly what he needs. This is exactly what he needs now, just to drop the cars behind him. Oh, Baldy gets a little bit squiggly through the Naval chicane. There's going to give Morris a chance to close in at least. He's going to sneak a look through to back there. Going to force Baldy into potentially making an error. He doesn't do though. Baldy keeping it cool here, keeping it composed. He must do that. Just got to keep it nice and calm. Doesn't want to get agitated. He comes into the pits. Bristol Cameron will inherit third then. Baldy in now. That means those tyres are lasting about 5, 6, 7, 8 laps. Really not much. Goes onto the soft compound. Maybe taking inspiration from Van Buren here. Right, Kild might get through. And he does in the 4th. So now we have Van Buren, Capit and the newly pitted, of course, newly pitted Gergo Baldy on the soft tyres. We welcome Mike Pittman back. Great start of the race for your boys.
Yeah, near enough to plan. We didn't quite count on Vidic and DeVos staying out quite so long on that first stint. It's cost us a little bit of time, but otherwise, yeah, going to plan so far.
Yeah, all going to plan for Vauxhall, and of course, Rudy Van Buren dropping Lee Morris at the moment on a harder compound. He's on the softs. Morris is super soft. So really, this is what you want. Really, you want Van Buren to be extending that lead while he's in. And speaking of cars in, we have Norton and Olsen in. Adrian Norton coming in now, and he is on the super soft compound, and well, Olsen coming out on the regular soft. So it seems a soft tyre then. Van Buren's doing it. It seems to be a popular choice.
Well, yeah, even for the tyre choices, we haven't even got the super soft as an option to us, so we know our strategy going forwards, and to be honest, it makes us happy to see everyone else using the super softs, because it just to us means they're going to do more pit stops than us.
Morris saying he's on the super soft still, doesn't change. So yeah, longer tyre life around Monaco, you'd have thought was what was needed, but some teams going for the shorter and quicker option, but that means more pit stops in the long term, and a track where it's so difficult to overtake, really you want to be pitting as least times as possible, you think?
Yeah, you would think so. But traffic does play a thing, and obviously the tyres do drop off at a certain point. We've seen already in the year, different people can get the tyres lasting a different length of time. It's trying a bit cat and mouse, trying to see what other people will manage to do and where they're going to fit out in this traffic as well.
Yeah, and well, again, the traffic on Monaco, it's just one of those things, dude. We saw that 6-car train for the lead. Nobody could get through it. It's a strategy game, Monaco, but that's what makes it so exciting.
Yep, definitely. It makes my job quite difficult over this race, so I'm going to quickly jump back. If people are making more stops, I need to restart recalculating.
Yeah, it is a strategist nightmare. We'll let you get back to the Rumble, boys. Thanks for joining us again, Mike.
Speak to you in a minute.
Hopefully we will see Mike Pittman again soon. Now Baldy tries to line something up in the Navarre chicane, but again, no room at the end. Lee Morris chasing Baldy now. Baldy being chasing on the Alex Cooper ahead, and Fidek and Franchit for P4. As I keep saying, battles everywhere. You just got to know where to find them. As we lost again to Vries, unfortunately, from, I believe, 20 seconds, so that makes 3 retirements from the race. A shame. Right, Kelp comes in. Red Archer driver from 3rd. Great to see him there. Comes into the pits now. He stays on the Super Soft. So again, Super Softs and Softs seem to be the tyres of choice at the moment. Those are the ones people want to be on. Apparently, right, Mark says, both with these tyres, Hamilton lasts 47 laps on the Ultrasofts at Monaco in real life. 47 laps on the Ultras. Okay, that's madness. Yeah, the Ultrasoft tyres in our Super League mod are supposed to wear down. They do not last very long at all. So you've really got to take care of them. Tyre preservation can be a big thing in Super League. Matthew Hampton says, baldy there. Well, he is being quite ballsy at the moment, is Gergo. On those soft tyres, but he's sticking into Alex Cooper, so it might be working for him. David Fidek ever closing in on David Franchit. This is now a battle for 3rd. These two, of course, the Croatian who's proven so much promise in Street Fighter and the reigning champion Fidek. These two both want good results. David Fidek, of course, got 4th last time out. If he could follow it up with another 4th, he will be very happy. But of course, with Van Buren leading the championship by so much, he'll start wanting wins, really, if he's going to keep in it. Been a testing start of the season for Fidek, but still he's come through it. Had his first ever Super League DNF in this season, but still he's managing and he's coping and he's proving why he is the champion. Lee Morris, he's not going to look in the stand. Bottom Florian Guy here, is he not on the outside? Not around the outside, oh he is! Lee Morris, what a move there! Just chugging around the outside of Sander Dot, will you? That was sensational for Lee Morris. That you could not have scripted that if you tried. He just flings it around the outside with the DRS, skates with the walls, but he makes it through. And well, put that one in the textbook because it was perfection. And now Lewis Redshaw going to be challenging Florian Gaia, but that is crucial for Lee Morris to get through. He can now chase down Bart of Us, and ooh, Redshaw skating with the walls there on the exit into the tunnel. Wow, this is what I mean. Monaco, you've got to take advantages. You've got to take opportunities. Lee Morris has done that. That might come round to benefit him. That might come round to benefit him in the rest of this race. That might just be a thing. Mike Pittman just saying to me as well, David Franchit's playing this into their hands. He's out there on the soft tyres. You can imagine it's just going to help Van Buren and Cabot because they're in front of Franchit. Fidek can't close in. Of course, Mike Pittman is our port of call this race for all things strategy related on the volleyball front. We have him for this race and he'll be popping in now and again to keep us updated. Let's get a Baldy. I thought he was going to have a look there. Maybe I'll have a look into the Grand Hotel hairpin. No, there's no room. Goes a little bit wide. Bartavas gains a couple of tens, but again, so difficult to overtake. Pretty much your only chances into the Vaskin, and that's difficult. And what about David Fidek? Chasing down Franchit now. Oh, he's going to look. He's going to look. He has to have a sneaky peek. Too wide in the chicane. Contact slight, and Fider can't get through. A little bit of a wheel barge, but no damage done. No, Baldy! Baldy got a bit squiggly there. That didn't go well for the Hungarian. It's coming out of the chicane there. It was just, he got a little bit loose and his left rear hit the wall slightly. I don't think there's any damage to Wouter's car. Yep, I think it's still fine. Very lucky to escape damage though. Ray Morris will be closing in on this train. Fighting around the outside. He's going to do it. Morris into Sandevot, but it's not worked. Franchich held the line. Couldn't emulate the move done by Lee Morris. And David Feidig, if he wants to get past David Franchich here, it's a battle of the Davids. David versus David. Take your pick. But, well, he's going to have to do something if he wants to get through. That is not going to work. Matthew Allen says it looks like a green stripes front wing of the swimming pool, and it might be that of, it could be that of either Gerrit de Vries or Ben Willis, because those are the green stripe drivers, but, yeah, it might be that Willis came in and had to replace his front wing, I don't know, but Fran Lopez in from 14 on the softs now, seems to pop in a choice, again. Franchich and Feidig, though, is really the battle we want to be keeping half an eye on at the moment, because these two, left, right and centre, on each other. Lopez and Shiranku, I believe, in the pits now. Feidig, though, really just chasing down Franchich every opportunity he gets. And we've seen he can have a go into Sandevot. Oh, Franchich in. Finally, Feidig gets some clear air. But he's been using those tyres behind, and that is not going to help anything. And look at Lee Morris now on Bartavos. He's going to make a 2 for 2 on the outside of Sandevot. No, Bartavos holds the line. Lee Morris left hanging there, but the bar legs of Bartavos means that Morris is going to be on the outside. He's coming to Massenet here, and he's through before they even get there. Great manoeuvring again up Beau Rivage, and Lee Morris into 5th. Now, the next car up is Gergo Baldi, and we know that Lee Morris is confident enough to overtake, so Gergo should watch himself. Lee Morris is a man who does not want to be messed with today. If he gets stuck behind Baldy, expect an overtaking move to happen. Really though, this is what Vodball wanted. Cars 1 and 2 were in formation. Van Buren in this lap. Here he comes, the leader. Cabot will stay. No, Cabot comes in too. Cabot comes in too. Oh, they've timed this perfectly at Vodball. David Feidig coming round to back. And, well, Risto Cabot and really Van Buren. Van Buren is just going to drop off the jacks. And a second later, in comes Cabot. Timed to perfection. And then David Feidig's not going to catch him by the time they get to the end. They're both going to come out ahead of the reigning champion. Cabot leaving the pits now. Feidig just coming on the front straight. Oh, actually, Feidig might get him. Feidig might get him into turn 1. No, he's not going to put that close. Timed to perfection by Vodball. That was how you do a pit stop. That will just strike David Feidig's confidence down a slight peg. But you never know. Anything can go. Anything can go onto this fantastic Grand Prix circuit. Really, these battles at the front are the closest we have on track at the moment. We have the whole Morris-Baldy battle, which is just getting going again. Jeffrey Forney asking how Woods is still alive, and Matthew Arling saying good question, especially concerning Drake Blue 2 engines. So, yeah, interesting how those Woods cars are still going. They don't have much life in the engines. Ben's a panic out though. In the car now, that is a shame. These Woods cars have now made it 27% of the way of the race through. If it's about 30% way, those engines should be exploding. Bergman's still going as well in 14, so this is an interesting case for the Woods team. Maybe they're just making the most of the engine life, I don't know, but they are going. And Lee Morris looks to be going for Gergo Baldi. Red Show in. Lewis Red Show is in the pits then, so we'll see what Red Show does from here. He's on the super softs as it stands. He comes into the pits and he moves onto the same compound. Oh, right, Kilk's gone! Kilk's gone! Kilk has had an incident in Sandevot, and he's just trying to get it out of the way, and he does so successfully. What happened to right Kilk? It looks like he hit an anti-cut. Yeah, Kilt came into turn 1. Oh, yeah, he just got too much air. Clipped the anti-cut. Oh, into the wall. Rolls it over. He's got no rear wing on that car now. He is going to have to be no ailerons. He's going to have to be so careful. Car's going to have to be careful getting past him. Well, that's going to hurt Kilt's chances in this race. What a place to lose it as well. Saint-Devot. Luckily, there was nobody really about. He managed to get it out the way. That must have been very scary there. Oh, it's apparently a panic according to Chris Williamson. Took a trip into the harbour. Oh, that's a shame. That is again a shame. I mean, so easy to do, make mistakes. David fight again from third. Morris in as well. So deciding to go for the unicorn on Baldy. Morris goes onto the softs. Change of strategy there. Onto a different tyre compound. Going for more endurance. Aisley Morris. David Feidick is not thinking likewise, he says, on the supers. DeVos, Baldy, Cabot, Van Buren, your top 4 are on the soft tyres. Seems to be the strategy to go with. Van Buren leading on lap 24 out of 78. David Feidick slotted in behind Alex Kupas. This isn't good for David. Franchich, though, behind him, so that has worked. Morris 8th, Gaia 9th, Reggio going to come out in 10th, but I think Hulter is going to get past for 10th. And Wright Kilk finally makes it back to the pits. Got to be any competitive chance of points over for him, though. Whoa, Ben Willis! Willis has been lapped there, and he clouts the barrier coming into the grand hairpin. Luckily, I don't think there's any damage to that green stripes. Cooper and Feidick, P5 and P6 at the moment. A prospective-looking battle, if you ask me. These two very solid drivers. Feidick using all the curbs he can get. Really using up these curbs today. Knows he needs to. And that's what he's doing. Feidick really putting the pressure on. He's giving it the full beans here, is David Feidick. Really not one you want to mess with today. He's a determined world champion. That much is for certain. Feidick and Cooper still going into Saint-Devot. This is such a good battle between the two of them at the moment. That much cannot be denied. Even further down the order, you've got Fran Lopez and Sven Schubert battling it out for 14. No matter where you look, there was always a battle in Super League, and Lopez and Schubert is another one. We haven't told much about Sven Schubert. Seems to be doing an alright job in that storm. Making his Super League debut, of course, what a place to make it in Monaco as well. Monaco, oh, Schubert is just slowed down there, of course, to let the leader through, but it's quite sudden. Not really a place you want to be overtaking, I'd say, or lapping people, going into Piscine there. Not really a place you want to be overtaking, I'd say, but oh, Cabot! Cabot's had it off, he's losing a rear wing! Cabot has lost his rear wing, it's disaster for Mr. Cabot! What actually happened? Oh, he went down. Oh, it was a lapped car. He went down. He had to go on the outside of an Adonis. It just seemed to go collide with him. Tapped him around, went into the wall, lost his rear wing, and he's got to go around a whole lap without it. Disaster for Risto Cabot. Who was it, though? That's the question. Who did he come into collision with? It was one of the Adonis cars. Was that Lopez? I think it was Fran Lopez. It was. It was Fran Lopez, and... oh, he was on the outside anyway. Oh, I think he stayed on he's as far inside as he could get. Not much could be done, but Risto Cabot. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That's going to hurt him. It's going to put Gergo Baldi in a second. Going to put Bart DeVos in a third. And that is Vodbull's strategy out the window as far as Cabot's concerned. Risto Cabot has struck some bad luck today at Monaco. It's so a difficult track to negotiate sometimes, and just that incident. Yeah, Lopez was so far to the outside of going out, he couldn't really move much further because the confines of the track, but oh, I don't know about that one. I'm sure the stewards will be looking into it after the race. I'm sure the disciplinary committee will be giving it a look. Cabot will come into the pits. Has to, I think. Really got no choice, and that is throwing the strategy way off kilter for Vodbull. Gergo Baldi taking advantage. He comes in for super softs. Bartavas stays out. David Feidick, Alex Kuba going now for fourth place. This is for a podium, actually, for third. And all of a sudden, David Feidig might be in luck. If he can just get through past Cooper, that is. That's the question. Can he do it? Cabot will have serious damage repairs going on. His chances of competitive points, again, out the window. DeVos under threat from a lapped car at the moment. But it's great to see Bart in second. That much is for certain. Rudy Van Buren leading this race, though, still for Vadbol. But what... See what one lap can do. Bristol Capet now down in 11th, and graphically that rear wing has not come back on, but the stability of the car suggests it is on. So, yep, has a rear wing. Does Bristol Capet now? And, well, Cooper and Feidig are going to battle it out for third still, but oh, how things can change in a lap. One thing can change everything. Matthew Allen says DeVos looking after his tyres well today, and he is. And also asks when Kernel's last podium was. I think it was last season. I think the last podium was indeed last season. So they are no strangers to the podium anymore, but still could be on for another one. DeVos is doing a fantastic job of those tyres, let's be honest. He's really just making them last. That's what you need to be doing around Monaco. Making the tyres last. Yeah, but really, this battle at the moment between Feidig and Cooper starting to get closer and closer yet. Gonna be interesting to see where it goes. Oh, Feidig. Oh, he's trying to look around the outside of the back. Will be no room. Cooper has to come over. Oh, that's too wide almost, but well, that was close. I mean, I don't know. Cooper must have lost time coming out the Nouvelle chicane there, but yeah. Oh, he cut over it. He had to, but yeah, he didn't get his entrance right. Lee Morris, though, chasing Feidig now. Is this going to be a potential place for Lee Morris? We know he likes to make moves where he can. We've seen him do it in the Sandoval before. He won't have the gap this time, though, because Feidig took the draft. I hear debris somewhere on the track. I'm not sure what's happened, but somebody may have had a run-in with the wall. Feidig, though, oh, he tried to look on the inside of Massenet, but it didn't work. He's so desperate here. Lee Morris wants to go too. Feidig knows he's got to look after his chances now. Morris too. Lucky Hoekstra in, further down the order. But really, Morris, Feidig, Cooper, the battle on at the moment. David Feidig must start taking these chances he's being offered. There's not many at Monaco, so they all count. Gonna have to line something up soon. Otherwise, Morris is gonna get there first. This is exactly the sort of battle you don't want to get embroiled in. Battles where you have to overtake because you're getting held up otherwise. This is where it gets crucial. Sven Schubert in the pits for Storm. Oh, bit of a bad exit from Cooper. Bart DeVos in from second, so this will now be the battle for second. Feidig is still chasing down Cooper here. Morris is chasing down Feidig. No positions gained for anyone. But David Feidig, though, he's going to have the run up into Massenet again. Hits the brakes, and, well, he doesn't get it done there, of course, but interesting tactical battle between these three, that's for certain. Could be very interesting to see how this progresses. Bristol Capet down at the 10th after the incident before. And look at this, Gergo Baldi starting to catch up to this train. And so is David Frančić. That's what it does, being stuck in traffic. It holds people up. Van Buren, though, having no such difficulty, 33.8 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. Really not having any problems today. Jeffrey Fournier asking who can take the benefits of this cabin incident. Feidig, Morris, Frančić, Baldi, going to be interesting to see who can, indeed. Who is going to take the biggest advantage? David Feidig, you'd imagine, or Alex Cooper, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who takes the advantage best. It really is, but you know what it is? I'm surprised about these Woods racing cars. Matthew Chegrin and Lewis Redshaw are both still going. And these guys started the race with 10% engines. Surely they should have exploded by now. I am surprised at this. Interesting stuff. I am very much interested to see how this is going to pan out. Redshaw's just pitted, actually. He's coming out of the pits on the older softs. So it could be interesting to see how this goes. Yep, there is a nice battle for Peter. Oh, Feidig into the new chicane. He goes for it. Cooper has to yield. He goes over there. Wow, okie dokie, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we got a Mike Pittman with us, but what a move by Feidig. He tried into the Neville chicane, but Cooper had to go straight on. Well, wow, Mike Pittman is with us though. Hello, Mike. Sorry to keep you waiting. Unfortunately, about the incident with Bristol Cabot, as Cooper and Baldy both come in now.
Yeah, of course, it's unfortunate. These things happen. They don't apologise straight away. But we've got a strategy that we think we can pull back. To be honest, we had anticipated issues potentially, so we've now gone to what is now a distant plan D, I think.
Well, Master's trying to... Oh, Gergo Baldy gets quickly out of the pit exit there, slams into the wall. Not really what he's doing, Gergo. Drops down to 7th, but yeah, strategist's nightmare when things like this happen. You just want a nice linear race, and it doesn't happen, so it's always got to have several plans. Obviously, things going okay in that sense in the Vodbull camp, then even though Bristol Cabot now down in 9th, hoping to close 8th rather, going to close some time back, but yeah, that was a very interesting incident, definitely, but really... You know, Monaco is one of those things, and apparently Cooper cut on pit exit, and yeah, we saw him cut the Nouvelle chicane, had to because David Feidig was there. Really, the Nouvelle chicane then, Mike, it's one of your few overtaking opportunities, but when it goes right, it goes wrong, things like that can happen, and you know, one driver's forced to cut the corner.
Yeah, I mean, everywhere around here is pretty dangerous, to be honest. Whatever you attempt, even if it's back markers or if it's for position. So there's always a big element of risk for wherever you are, and if you can pull it off, you look like an absolute maestro of Monaco, and if you don't, then you end up 10-20 places back or DNF like a few have already.
Yeah, we've already had a couple of men to panic agent with and Garrett DeVries, Ben Horrell and Nick Rowland all out of the race, but yeah, engine life around Monaco, not really, I guess the circuit's going to be the toughest on the engines of all the circuits in the world, but what I'm interested in is the Woods cars, because Matthew Chegrin and Lewis Redshaw have now made 41% of the race distance on engines with 10% life in them.
I don't think that's right.
Yeah, I was about to say, according to the website and the statistics I've got, it doesn't really make much sense for it to be 10%. It would be more like 190, you'd imagine. But if that's true, right. I don't know how this is.
They had Redshaw had a 45 and what was Jacob's car had a 47.
Right, so there is a slight glitch on the website there. So there you go from Mike Pittman himself, of course, who hosts the Scrutineer Show on simnews.tv. So, you know, if you want Super League information, you can go there and get it. You don't have to listen to me and my completely outdated, useless, and wrong information. Get it from the man who knows.
The lowest percentage is Rudy's car at 30 and DeVos at 32. I think they're the least. Oh, sorry, Norton had a 31, but he's out, isn't he? So really, yeah, Rudy and DeVos are the lowest percentage engines this time out.
Yeah, so those are the ones who want to watch. Although I think with Vodbull, you know, you'll have already calculated the 30% will be enough to get you to the end of the race.
Yeah, it only really impacts around here. It's not so bad. It only really impacts you on the power side of stuff, which is why you see that Rudy's got about 10 kilometres less than most, which did cause him a bit of problem when he was stuck behind Feidig earlier on. But generally, it won't be a big problem around Monaco of any track at all. You might as well use it up here, really.
Yeah, you know, if you've got a worn engine, use it at Monaco because there's not quite as much engine wear going on. And yeah, so obviously Van Buren leading this by 36 seconds. That's going to plan. What will be the plan for Bristol Cabot now? Because he's obviously further on the field than he hoped. He's now on the medium tyre, which is your hardest allocation. Is he going to be doing only a couple more stops?
Well, we'll be attempting to do the least amount of stops possible. So read into that. Basically, we're on mediums now to the end. Yeah, we know how long we can get them to last. So we think with the amount, looking at everyone else, the amount of stops they can make, we can probably get ourselves back up to a reasonable position. Franchik and DeVos seem to be last in their tyres as well, so they should be there or thereabouts at the same time. It's very much how some of these fast guys that are doing a lot of stops, Baldy, Morris, Viaduct, if they get stuck behind people, that makes all the difference around here.
Yeah, that is going to make all of the difference around Monaco. But hey, you're back to team now, Mike Pittman. Thanks once again for hopping in. Hopefully we'll see you in a little bit.
Thanks very much.
It is always nice to hear from Mike Pittman, and especially so during this race, because we get updates on where things are. Really nice to have him about for this race. Of course, a bit of a Monaco special for you all. So then, let's give you an update on the running order. We got Van Buren leading this race at the moment, from David Faddick in second, from Lee Morris third, David Franchich fourth, Bart DeVos fifth, Alex Cooper sixth, again Gergo Baldy, Bristol Cabot, Florian Guy, Lewis Redshaw running at your top 10. Of course, Redshaw, as we know, with a 40% engine, so it should be looking at the end of this race. Rookie Hoekstra 11th, Wright Kelk 12th, Tobias Olsen 13th, Thomas Hinz 14th, Matthew Churgum running at the points. So some good points going to come in from Woods this race, definitely. He's Faddick and Morris in. So, 2 and 3 in the pits. Lee Morris goes on to the Super Softs. Obviously, maybe not working out the softs for him then. David Franchich in 2 from 4th. Viaduct comes in and he is on the Super Soft still. Franchich, I'm not sure what David Franchich will do. He's on the softs now. Viaduct comes out in 5th, Morris out in 6th, Franchich out in 7th. Bristol Cabot's going to be close to them. Oh, flaunting the exit lines is Lee Morris there. Cabot has gotten past Franchich though. That's crucial. Gaia past Franchich too. Lee Morris's main competition at the moment is just being, he's just lapped it. It is the Woods of, I believe, Redshaw, but it might be Churgwin. Yep, I think it was Matthew Churgwin. Redshaw though, chasing down David Franchich at the moment. Really is an interesting battle, this battle for 9th, and nice to see the Woods cars getting a battle for a good position, because not had the best season this team. Redshaw, of course, Championships challenger in 2014, lost to none other than David Faddick. Knows then that he's in a good car, he can do the best job possible, but Woods Racing just haven't had the best couple of years, the last couple of years. They had a good 2016, but 2017 hasn't got off to such a good start. Of course, once you start struggling in Superleague, it can be difficult to stop struggling, but hopefully they will get themselves a good points haul this race and begin to make inroads on the rest of the teams. They're doing alright though, let's not get it wrong. Keeping an eye on the battles on the track then, Baldy and Cooper are getting closer. So this could be a battle for third between Gergo Baldy and Alex Cooper. Hawkeye versus Wouters. Of course, we have Talos Power in the Hawkeye versus Martex Power in the Wouters car. So a battle of the engines as well as the drivers and teams. Of course, Valiant Power making up most of it, but there are 4 engine suppliers. Valiant, Talos, Martex and Trinity. All with their own strengths and weaknesses, all with different characteristics. Usually look on the back wing of the car, and or the front wing or something, and you'll sit in front of the back or the back of the front, or look somewhere on the car, you'll usually see the engine sponsors quite prominently. Thomas Hinz and Tobias Olsen are having battles as well for 14th. So Hinz was another driver not really focused on Thomas. Oh, look at this, he's going to mess in it here. Oh, he's just, oh, contact. Oh, no, Tom, that's really not what you wanted to do. Oh, dearie me. Wow, that was always going to be a difficult one. Running down into Massenet. That was always going to be difficult. Oh, honestly, it looked like Olsen shut the door almost. A little bit too much. Yeah, it looked like Olsen to me. Round that set of corners. Oh yeah, he came over to the right, contact with Hinz. Really nothing Hinz could have done. And he's, I think he's, is he trying to wait for Olsen or is he, no, I don't think he is. I don't think he's trying to wait for Olsen. He's got to let cars through those Hinz. He's doing so as responsibly as he can. Got on him. Don't think any damage has been caused by that incident though. If it is, there's not much. Oh, Gaia and Cabot into the Nouvelle chicane. Cabot's got the inside though. Gaia can't go anywhere. And position gained, I think, by Bristol. Cabot into 7th. If not gained, then certainly confirmed. But oh, look at this. There's a train from 2nd to 6th. It's DeVos, then it's Cooper, then it's Baldy, and then it's Feidig, then it's Morris. Well, Lee Morris is in an interestingly tasty position here because I'm going to keep an eye on this. This could be good. Lee Morris. How many overtakes is he going to make? We know he's an overtaker. We saw him do that fantastic move into the outside of Saint DeVos. Showed his determination. But how is he going to get round this whole train? If he can get into 2nd place, it would be phenomenal for him. But this could be interesting to watch this battle here. DeVos, Cooper, Baldy fight. They're all so close to each other. Bristol Carroll will be starting to close in on this as well. Oh, Morris. I thought he was nearly going to run at the fight there, but he didn't. Very late on the brakes. And we are officially halfway through this race. 39 out of 78 laps. Rudy Van Buren is on lap 40. We have completed half of the race. Time does fly when you're having fun in Super League. I'll tell you that. Morris really giving full chase to this train ahead at the moment. Got the DRS and all. Watch David fight. Oh, he could be a threat. Gergo Baldi, close as well. It's so good to see Bartamos in such a high position though. It must be said, he's a fantastic driver and it's great to see Kerno in a great race here. He's having a stunner of a drive. Morris is just closing all over the back of Feidig though. I'd love to go on board with Lee Morris if it's at all possible, just to see how tight the tricky streets of Monaco are as Morris himself rounds the Portier turn into the tunnel, run through the tunnel, and then into the Nouvelle chicane. You'll see Feidig going for Baldy ahead of them. No room at the end. Baldy crosses over. Morris gets close. Now through to back. This is a difficult corner to get right. We've said before, Morris gets it right though. Now through the Piscine complex. He's just sticking so close to the back of Feidig here. Baldy! Baldy's gone to the outside and Feidig forced to yield. Morris wants to go through but he can't. 3 cars into the same corner. Oh, contact with Morris and Baldy and Feidig. And Morris down the outside. Morris down the inside of Anthony Nogue into 4th, but that was not without controversy. Yeah, it looked like Baldy got bad. Baldy went off. Then he went up. Morris couldn't yield. Morris tapped Baldy. And then Gergo came into the pits and then, round the outside, inside of Anthony Nogue, outside Lee Morris. He's an opportunist, if anything. That was such a tight one from Morris. David Feidig will be wondering, hold on, how did he get through there? There wasn't enough room, but there was evidently. There was a Lee Morris worth, and he's gone into 4th. Oh, Florian Gaia out with suspension troubles. We have lost an Austin from this race. Oh, he lost his rear wing somewhere along the line. Oh, what happened to Gaia? Oh, he lost out to Sandoval, hit the anti-cut. And he called it a day after that. Well, that is a shame. Florian will not be happy about that. And that means, of course, less points for Nordstjen. But yeah, such a shame to see Gaia out of the race. He was doing very well for certain. Now, Cooper and DeVos really looking like they could challenge each other here. Matthew Elton said Morris totally called out by Baldy going to pit. No way to go. I kind of have to agree there. Morris could not have anticipated that. He didn't really have anywhere he could go. with a move on the inside of Fighting. Oh, that was sheer opportunism, if you'd ever want to see any. And now he's got, look, now he's going for Alec too, but I said if he could get into second, it would be amazing. Could he actually go and do it? Oh, I'd like to see if he could. I'd like to see if he could indeed. I would not rule out the potential of it happening with Lee Morris being as feisty as he is. He told me at Austria, remember, I want to win this one. It's my track. And he's proving that today. He knows all the overtaking spots and knows how to exploit them. And that Mad Kate, the second worst car on the grid in terms of performance, I believe. So he's doing a great job in it. Monaco, oh, problems into the final couple of corners again, just clout to the back of Cooper. No damage done though, I believe. And it can continue on. Well, this could be an interesting one for certain. Let's keep an eye on a phase though. Lee Morris, as he challenges Bart DeVos for this second place. We shall see though what occurs. Gonna keep half an eye on this. In fact, I might keep a full eye on this. I might even keep 2 eyes on this. I might even grow a third and keep that on it too. It's that exciting, this racing here at Monaco at GPVWC Super League. Sponsored by Stormcharge, of course. Vidic, Morris, DeVos, this train for 4, 3 and 2. Vidic though further behind than Morris is to DeVos, so really these two are the ones we want to be watching. Vidic though could close in and make a move of his own. Lee Morris is really harrying Bart DeVos here, not giving any quarter to the Mad Cape driver. As Morris in, he decides the time is now, and he is in the pits to get off those super softs. First garage, and he's on the regular softs. Change of compound then for Lee Morris. Wants longevity over speed. Rudy Van Buren though, still leading this race now by pretty much 40 seconds. Looks like he's got this one in the bag. But there is still half the race to go, and Monaco can be such a cruel track at times. It giveth and it taketh away. We've seen it before, we might see it again, but hopefully we won't. Because you don't like to see that. It's heartbreaking for the drivers involved. Now this is going to be interesting actually. Bristol Card about to be lapped by his own teammate. He's that far ahead, and well, David Fighting is now chasing Bart DeVos for second in all this, but Van Buren about to lap Capit. DeVos trying to hold off the reigning champion. Ben Willis pits. Fighting though in all sorts of shapes and sizes today. He's the overtaker, he's the defender, he's the would-be race winner as Bart DeVos in. So here we go. Fighting in the second, now going to try and chase down Van Buren a little bit. What's Bart DeVos going to do? From the soft tyres, he's going to pit, and what's he going to go on to? More soft tyres. He seems to be happy with them. Now seems to be the time for pit stoppers. Lee Morris has lap traffic to contend with, and contend with it he shall. Morris gets past DeVos. There's not too much between them though. Keep an eye out. Which is for certain. Do keep an eye out for those battles ahead. Franchich and Cooper has won. That much is becoming clear. We have a lot of battles all over the shop. Cabin and Redshaw is another one as well. Now that is a battle I did not expect to see. Cabin and Redshaw. Lewis Redshaw on the back of Bristol Cabin here. And it's Woods versus Vodball. Woods, of course, one of the Works teams, as is Vodball. Works Trinity versus Works Valiant Power. Going on today. Battle of the Works teams, and well, Redshaw winning it not winning it at the moment, but he'll want to win. What a scalper it would be if he can overtake Bristol Cabot of all people. Obviously had a setback, going to be staying on tyres for a while as we're rejoined by Mike Pittman, and it's looking ever and ever more dominant for Rudy Van Buren, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going well. The tyres are lasting. Everyone else is pitting much more frequently than we've even planned. So the gap is looking pretty good. Red Shaw's giving us a bit of bother by being able to keep up on us on super softs at the moment. It's not really what you need when you can't quite see all your mirrors like you would have with 3 screens, but you know, it's Monaco. This is what happens.
Yeah, a lot of traffic to contend with from all drivers' front, and obviously Lewis Redshaw giving Bristol Cabot a bit of bother at the moment, and well, Frančić and Cooper seem to be giving each other bother at the moment as well, so I guess you could argue that's going to help the likes of Baldy, who might get stuck behind, even though at this point Van Buren has a really commanding lead.
To be honest, we're at the stage where this is unless, well, Van Buren, really, if he doesn't make a mistake, he's got it in the bag. If the strategy is working exactly where we're at, well, you know, if anything, we're actually battling De Vos and Risto still, really.
Yeah, Bristol Cabot and Bart DeVos really still battling on at the moment. Well, Redshaw is still chasing him as Risto here. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how this goes, although Rudy Van Buren currently ahead, so he's going to be holding him up if he gets close as Lewis, and he's going to give a little bit of breathing room to Risto here. You'd imagine, just trying to use this to his advantage. Obviously, Van Buren leading the race comfortably, and well, is it going to help Bristol that his teammates now holding up Lewis Redshaw?
You've got to play the team game a bit, I suppose, but any battles with other drivers, whereas Risto's got clean air, is great. It's what we need, really. I'm just, yeah, we're just trying to get as far with Risto as we can, really. It's where he actually finishes is very much down to other people at this stage. We're just plodding in the lap times. He got the 18 laps that we needed out of the mediums, and that would take, you know, it'll see us well to the end now. Just see how other drivers manage to do with theirs. I've seen some people jumping back to the ultras and stuff, which just seems mad to me. That can't possibly be the correct strategy call, but there you go. Hopefully, if more people do that, that'll climb him even further up. I think the only person to our end that we think has made the right strategy call is De Vos at the Kerno. I'm expecting him on the podium.
Yeah, Bart DeVos looking very good, and I assume that leads into this question. Apart from your own drivers, of course, is there anyone who's really impressed you so far?
Well, like I say, De Vos did. Morris did impress us on qualifying. To be honest, that was a good qualifying pace. Did have us really worried. Frančić is doing really well in that street fight at the moment. He's doing the sort of similar strategy calls to ourselves, doing long stints, and it's putting him right up there. And to be honest, towards the end, he'll probably be about 5th. But, you know, for street fight, that's pretty good going.
Yeah, so some interesting choices there. I mean, obviously, as you say, Frančić doing well in 3rd, De Vos doing well in 6th, though. You know, hopefully these drivers will keep going, and we got a big train from 3rd to 5th on with Frančić, Cooper and Morris, so that position order could change as they jockey for position here, but big up Baldy! And Lewis Redshaw side by side as we come round. Oh wow, that was a close one. Nah, I'll give you that. Coming round Casino into Mirabel, that was a close one, mate. You don't want to be overtaken there. Casino and Mirabel, Mike, all the overtaking opportunities, really.
To be honest, not really. Is anywhere really an opportunity around here? I think other than, well, yeah, you can if you've got such difference, and if you really got somebody who's on particularly poor tyres and hasn't got the confidence in their braking, maybe. But generally, it's so difficult around here. That's why you've seen so many gains. And the only there's one reasonable overtaking move so far.
Well, we've seen a couple of overtakes, and well, I'm sure we'll see a couple more in this race. Thank you very much for joining us, Mike. I'll take you back to Broadwell now, and of course, hopefully we'll see you later.
Yeah, probably back.
Look at this. Cooper and Frančić going again. Too wide almost. Coming into the Casino. Round massing it they went. Now in the Casino. Now in the Mirabel. This is what Morris is going to want. Van Buren pits from the lead. He will come in. He will not change compound. He's staying on the softs. Frančić, Cooper, Morris. These three really chasing each other at the moment. Lee Morris, if anyone's going to pull it off in a Nouvelle chicane, it's going to be here. Him. Maybe Cooper will have a go on Frančić. We'll have to see what goes on. I don't think there's enough of a gap, actually. Oh, Cooper closing in, though. As is Morris. They're not going for it. They're certainly giving each other a run. Jeffrey Fournier asking, can Cappett's mediums last to the end? We'll have to see. Bristol Capet, if he can get those mediums to the end of the race. Yeah, I mean, this could be so interesting strategy, as we keep saying, but yeah, David Franchich in as well, exiting on softs. Bristol Capet's going to be close on the exit. Cooper, Morris, DeVos is bunched out a bit, but they should close up soon. Lewis Reggio in too. He's on the super softs now. What's he going to change to? Is he going to change to anything? He goes on to softs. So there you go. Upke Hooks are in as well. So more pit stops for more drivers. Some drivers have done 6 stops at the moment. Gergo Baldy's done 6. Van Buren 4. Feidig 3. So it seems really a 6 or 7 stop race as I predicted at the start. We'll have to see though. The race is not over yet. David Feidig though comes in. Second place. Feidig in now. See what he does from here. Alex Cooper though should close in. Let's see what tyres David Feidig chooses right on the end of the pit box. Stays on the supers. Alex Cooper's going to get through. Lee Morris should get through. And has done. Oh, close hit to turn 1. DeVos through as well. Feidig exits and comes out on the track now. He's in 5th then, but DeVos got through. Morris and Cooper, though, really could be an interesting battle for 2nd. And I am looking forward to seeing this if it does occur, because Lee Morris, we know he takes opportunities. Can he get one on Cooper? Can he get it to 2nd? Said it was his track at Austria. Now's your time to prove it, Lee. Into the tunnel then with these two. Gonna go for it. Hammer and tongs, I'm sure. Couple of battles spreading out at the moment. This is really where we want to be, Cooper and Morris. Morris, these two. Morris and Cooper. Really the battle on at the moment. These are... Morris is not gaining ground at the rate he'd like to at the moment, for certain, but he's gained a big chunk there. Perhaps the slightly softer compound that Alex Cooper is on is benefiting him here. We'll have to see, but every single time they come down that start-finish straight, Morris is going to have DRS, remember, so he's going to be going faster into Saint Devot. So an advantage will be gained of sorts. Only half a second between them, but half a second in Monaco feels like a mile. Your opponent could already be around the corner by the time you get there in half a second. That's how tight and twisty the track is. Feidig at the moment, just trying to get past the Wouters car, and does. Gonna chase down Bart DeVos. Gonna be interesting to see how he does that for certain. Really though, this Cooper Morris battle where it's at. 52 laps have been completed by Van Buren. He is on lap 53 of 78. 25 to go then. This Monaco Grand Prix really is ongoing. It's one of the longer races, it feels, on the calendar. But the race length is supplemented by great racing in its own right. One of the real crown jewels in the calendar, this Monaco, the one that everyone wants to win, and of course Van Buren on course to win it. That doesn't mean we can't have good battles for other places, though, as we're proving with Morris and Cooper, but even so much as like the likes of Bristol Cabot is battling with David Franchich and Gergo Baldi. Well, Gergo Baldi's battling with Franchich and Cabot not far ahead. Lee Morris is really chasing down Cooper, though. No matter where you look, there's something going on. Now, is Lee Morris going to chuck it down the inside of the Welsh game this time? It doesn't look like it's close enough, but you never know, he might have a swing. Oh, he's going to have a swing! He's going to have a big swing! He's going to have the biggest swing of the race! into the Nouvelle chicane, and Morris into second. Well, if ever the terms home run came into racing, that would be it for Lee Morris. He's just swung at Alex Cooper and he's gone through. If you're going to go into the Nouvelle chicane, do it in style. And what a stylish overtake from Morris to get into second. He has been the overtaker of the race, and he's proven it with that one there. Well, Lee Morris, you, sir, have just earned a great deal of respect from me for that. That was a brave move, and it worked. Morris just really showing how it's done today. 45 seconds, 46 seconds to Van Buren, but that's not going to stop him. He doesn't care. He wants to win it, even though the odds are against him. That is how it is. That was a great overtake from Morris, that. And, well, Alex Cooper's now going to have to deal with Bart DeVos. That's how much it's cost him. DeVos is starting to close in. And David Feidig there as well. Got a little bit close to comfort there. But he's managed to hold it. Managed to hold it well. No problems for Feidig, though he's tailing DeVos nicely. Lee Morris is really on fire though now. He's trying to cut the gap down to Van Buren. 45.5 in the last sector. At the start finish, it's going to be 45.6. Alex Cooper in the pits, going to go on to super softs. Feidig though, chasing down DeVos. Oh, he's got a good run. He's got a good run down Beau Rivage. He can't look into Massenet. There's no room. Maybe he will look into a corner if DeVos makes a mistake. Cooper dropping down the order. As he comes out of the pits, of course. Franchich through. Baldy through. Caput through. Feidig not through on DeVos yet. Gap slightly increasing between the top two. With 45.8 now. DeVos and Feidig so close at the moment. 0.4 of a second separates them. David Feidig, is he going to look down the Nouvelle chicane? No, he's not. Breaks nice and early. Bart DeVos thought he was going to. He's gone over. He's cut the chicane, and that's caused Feidig. He's had to let Feidig through because he cut the corner, had to give the advantage back, and he's lost it to Feidig. David Feidig then psyching out Bart DeVos potentially. Oh, Bart DeVos just making a mistake. He went straight on, had to let Feidig through, and that's all his hard work undone. Bart DeVos fourth now, and Feidig into the podium. This is what the world champion wants. A podium at Monaco. Really going to help him. As it stands, though, Van Buren will just increase his lead in the Drivers' Championship. Really has been his race. Apparently, Fran Lopez has lost his front wing, and that's why he's down in 16th. I must have missed that, but either way, that is not good for Lopez. Sven Schubert in as well for Storm. Really has been a good race so far, though, Monaco. What do you think so far? Let me know in the comments. Any standouts for you? Any particular potential outstanding drivers? It'll be interesting to see how the rest of this race pans out. Just over 25% to go. We are almost through this Monaco Grand Prix. Caput is starting to get past his lap traffic nicely now. You imagine he could possibly put us directly to DeVos by the end of this race. Morris and Feidig aren't too far away anymore. 2.5 seconds. Could be interesting to see how that goes. Well, really, Van Buren's doing what he needs to do in regards to Lee Morris at the moment. Right, Kilt comes into the pits. The Red Archer. Kilt should probably stay on the super softs, I imagine. Will he change to the softs though? No, he'll stay on the supers. No surprise there, but doing what he needs to. This has really just been Van Buren's race, though. The entirety of the Grand Prix has belonged to him. He has not put a foot wrong. Done exactly what he needed to, when he needed to. I don't think he's going to lead every single lap of this race, but he's going to lead a lot of them. He's going to have led a lot of the laps, that's for sure. One person that knows that is Mike Pittman, who rejoins us now. Mike, great to have you back, of course. And, well, Rudy just gapping Lee Morris at the moment, doing what he needs to do.
Yep, we're clear at the moment. We've got one stop to go, and that will see us to the end, realistically. We pace is easily in these tyres. We'll just stay around at this sort of pace. And we expected Morris to be catching us a bit, but he's actually jumped onto the on the softs as well. So yeah, not catching us at all.
You say that, he's just gone on to the super softs there. As he comes out of the pits now, he's dropping positions left, right and centre down to 7th place. And he's trying to come out. Oh, he just comes out behind Frančić there. It's behind a bit of traffic now, but we saw some fantastic overtakes from Morris. I would not put it past him to make some more.
Well, the cars you want to watch out for, I was watching the gaps. They didn't want to end up behind Mister, and they definitely didn't want to end up behind Frančić like Cooper did, because he's a bit of a roadblock at the moment, and he on those harder tyres.
Yeah, it could be interesting to see how Morris deals with this traffic, that's for certain. He's made some great overtakes this race, though. I don't imagine for a minute he's going to stop making great overtakes. We saw that brilliant move into the Nouvelle chicane. We saw it around the outside of Saint Devos. Then he was going to make a move with Lee Morris. Now he's going to try into the Nouvelle chicane again on David Frančić, but he's forced to the outside this time. It's not going to stop Lee Morris, though. Hits the brakes. He's side by side. There's full argy-bargy between the two of them, but he's through. Frančić hit by Cooper. And Cooper goes through. Well, that was not without contact from Lee Morris, but he's through into 6th place at the Nouvelle chicane. And that's not really how you want to get through with contact. Oh, he's going for Baldy. He's going for Baldy around the final 2 turns. Tries to go on the outside, but it's not going to work this time for Morris. No room at the end behind. He's made it stick. And no problems ahead. Wow, that's low. Morris hit a Baldy. Baldy round on the front straight. Oh, it's all gone wrong. It's all gone so terribly wrong. Lee Morris, he went down the outside of the final 2 turns, and then no room at the end. He was contacted with Baldy, and then Baldy got loose. He got through, and then the Wouters ahead spun, and he was, Morris had to avoid, but he came straight over to the right. He would have probably smashed into the wall anyway, then up into Baldy, and Baldy went round. Well, that... maybe it was overcompensation from Morris, but that's going to set him back. That is going to set him back big time. It's put Bristol Cabot into 4th. So this is going to plan for you, I guess, Mike.
Well, yeah, if you to be honest, they've gone with the aggressive strategy. These guys, they've gone, right, we're going to use the really soft tyres as much as we can, and sometimes you have to get your elbows out around here to be able to get round. He's seen it go successfully, but eventually it's not going to happen every time, and you need some good respect for some of these drivers, and they do. But some of these guys, give a little bit more of an inch than others, and I'm not surprised that those two have quite come together, I suppose. But it's a shame to see. But at the same time, it's great racing, and it helps us.
Baldy's lost his front wing. He's dropped massive amounts of time there, and just the amount that Morris came over, he was going to smash into the wall anyway, and it just happened that Baldy was there. I think it was a bit of an overcompensation from Lee Morris there. Very, very lucky boy. But he's lost significant track position now, and I'm sure the disciplinary committee will be looking at him after that one. And I'm sure the Gergo Baldi will not be best pleased with that.
I'm glad I don't run the DC anymore, because I'd have a very busy week on my hands.
Monaco always seems to throw up a couple of incidents, and you would have a very busy week if you're in charge of the disciplinary committee. But Lee Morris is now just battling away with Bristol Cabot for P4 at the moment. So we'll see. Oh, hang on, Morris he tried to look down the outside to the back there. Maybe tried to start Cabot a dummy, but he's Estonian having none of it here. Coming around the Piscine complex. Morris really chasing down. Bristol Cabot's just got to hold him back, you imagine.
To be honest, if Morris sticks it out a little bit, we're coming in a sec, so I need to jump back. So on that basis, if he doesn't do anything stupid, he'll get some free air anyway.
Always going around the outside of Sandavon on Cabot here. Bristol Cabot is on the inside. Morris on the outside. Contact, and well, Morris has gone through. No damage to either, it seems. But that was again Lee Morris Been a little bit impatient, perhaps, but we'll let Mike Pittman get away. Thanks for joining us, Mike. And, oh, yeah, did Morris turn in there? Did Morris turn in? That's the question. That is the question there. Oh, yeah, it seemed he turned in and Cabot was there and clouded the rear barrier. Clouded the barrier with the rears. But, yeah, Morris getting through. But thank you very much for joining us, Mike Pittman.
So I'll catch you in a bit.
Whew. Lee Morris is a man on a mission, that much is certain, but he's got to watch himself. Got to check himself before he wrecks himself, metaphorically and literally. Does not want to be ending his race here at Monaco with a crash and cabin round at the Nouvelle Chicane. Disaster for Bristol Cabot, he's gone round at the chicane. He came into it and what happened? He came in and Alex Cooper, I think, was going a little bit too fast. Cabot just turned in. Contact between the two. Round he goes. Cooper through on Cabot. Oh, that's not what you want to happen. That is not what you want to happen. Things getting a little bit leery in the closing stage of this race. Cabot in the pits. Let's all Cabot in then. Well, you're asking how on earth Lee's car is still drivable. I don't know either. A lot of hits he's taken, but obviously the build those Mad Cape cars strong. Also saying, Matthew, imagine this in the rain. Oof. Monaco's enough of a challenge anyway, but yeah. Going to be interesting to see. Mr. Cabot comes out on more mediums. Tobias Olsen out of the race. We have another casualty. This should be interesting to see how the rest of this pans out then. The rest of this race. I'm very intrigued. Battles still forming. Up and down the track. Bit spaced out at the moment, but we do have battles going on. Most notably, Franchich, Cooper and Morris, probably the closest at the moment. Franchich about 3 seconds ahead of DeVos as well. Here is a lap behind Rudy Van Buren, who's on lap 63. Oh, now we got a question from Jeffrey Fournier. It's a hashtag ask Mike Pittman. Will RVB lap everyone? Well, we'll see. We'll see if he does. Well, let's see if he does. It would be amazing if he did. He's 47 seconds ahead of Fidek. 1 minute 16 ahead of Franchich. And that's how long a lap is, roughly 1 minute 16. So I think it would be pushing it a bit, but you never know. 81% of this race complete though, that's a certainty. And it really has been the Van Buren show all over again. He's going to become the master of Monaco at this rate. Don't rule out the other drivers who have done so well though. They've had great jobs too. I must say I've been very impressed by Bart DeVos in 6th place and David Franchich in 5th. Those two really potentials for driver of the day for me. Just made the best use of the strategies. Really doing a good job at the moment. See Thomas Hin's in from 11th, so he might drop a little bit of time, but he's quite a way ahead of Right Kilk, I believe. So he shouldn't lose too much. We've had 7 retirements in the race now, and Tobias Olsen, Florian Geyer, Benson Panikage, and Norton Garrett, Reese Ben Howell, and Nick Rowland. Kilk has gotten past Hinz in the pits there, so Hinz will drop to 12th. Van Buren though adds David Franchich to the lap next. Next up is Alex Cooper, and he's not far ahead. Might lap everybody but Fidek at this rate. We'll get close to lapping everyone. This should be a fun one for the end of the race though, that much is for certain. Gaps are not large all the times between the cars. But DeVos, David Franchich look close. Oh, very close throughout the Nouvelle Chicane. Battle for 5th on then. With Van Buren having going through, DeVos has a chance. The gap about a second. I think DeVos is going to be within DRS range going into San DeVos. Don't think he's close. Oh, he's closing in at a rate of knots, though. He could actually be close enough for a cheeky manoeuvre, but David Frančić comes in, so the boss will go into fifth. Actually, yep, Frančić and Van Buren both in. I assume this will be the last stop for Van Buren. Should not have to stop again. Comes into the pits. Onto the soft tyres. No surprises. And straight out again. David Frančić. Going to gain a little bit of time, but not really nearly enough. Frančić and Reggio are going to be close on the exit here. David Frančić is going to get overtaken though. Through goes Reggio. Through Sandoval. These two might have a battle now though. We never know. Frančić and Capit. Sorry. Frančić and Reggio rather, with Capit ahead. It's going to duke it out for 7th. Lopez comes in from 15th place. David Frančić really the one at the moment where you want to be watching him. David Frančić again as well on super softs, I imagine. Going to try and make them last to the end now. Lee Morris in 2nd. Cooper in as well. So now probably the final pit stop for our drivers. Cooper says on the supers. Super Cooper. He's going to exit roughly near Bristol Cabot. I think he'll exit just ahead like. Won't be too much in it, but there'll be enough. Van Buren, really at the moment, going to be closest to Cooper. So Cooper has managed to be unlapped in the meantime. Really has been one of the drivers again who's really made advantage of strategies, Cooper. When he is chasing down Bristol Cabot ahead for 5th. Battles everywhere, as I keep saying. Antonio Helanovic in the comments saying that we got a new corner, Saint Vos. Well, maybe after this race they will rename it after Bart, but who knows? Who knows? It'd be interesting to see. One day, maybe, one of our sim racers be successful. They got a corner named after them in a second, but who knows? When you think about it, I've got one, no name after me, or rather a section of the Singapore Street Circuit. You've got the Anderson Bridge. I'm already well off in that sense. But hey, maybe one day we will see that. Cooper and Capit, oh, really the on battle at the moment on lap 67. 67 for them. Van Buren starting lap 68. Probably going to come out to lap them soon. That's how good Rudy has been. Cooper cannot look down the inside of Mirabel. There is not enough room. Not even into the hairpin. Probably not even into Portier. Maybe into the Nouvelle Chicane, but only if he's lucky. He's going to have a good run on Capit though. That's going to be crucial for him. I think he's going to have a look. He's got to try down the inside. No, he backs out, but then swings to the outside. But there's no room at the end. Risto Capit shuts the door firmly in Cooper's face. Morrison, and I imagine DeVos should jump him. Or get close to jumping him. I think he will jump him. But DeVos is going to get back on the podium for K&R Sport. Morris will exit, and he'll be a little bit ahead of Cabot. There is a decent amount of time between the two, actually, but Bontemos in 3rd. Great for him. Friedrich in 2nd. Great for him. David Friedrich's going to need this. Going to be very interesting to see this, definitely. Cooper and Capit, though, still close as anything between each other. If it's possible, I'd love to go on board with Cooper. Just see how close he is to Risto. See how the fantastic Brit chases down the Estonian. Round the tunnel they go into the Nouvelle chicane. He's going to swing left. He's going to swing right. He's going to look for the opportunities. They're not going to come to them, though. Really is searching at the moment for every single opportunity he can. Fantastically talented driver, of course, Cooper, but he's just really not finding the chances at Monaco. Great overtaker on his day as well. So maybe he'll throw a Lee Morris style move of his own. Blue flags are being waved at the moment. I do believe that's Van Buren. Yep, Cooper's got to yield. But then Cabot will have to yield to his own teammate. Cooper into Sandebart. Van Buren starting lap 70. 8 to go at Monaco. 88% of the race done. As soon as Resto Cabot is lapped by Rudy Van Buren, there will be a battle on between these two again. Cooper and Cabot, that is. Getting blue flags waved at him is now Risto. Gotta let him through. What is he going to do though? He's going to stick to the outside of the tunnel. Oh, he's not making it easy for Van Buren here. But I imagine he's just finding the safest place to let his teammate through. Alex Cooper though is just going to be sizing him up. Waiting his turn, waiting his opportunity, waiting for Cabot to get out the way, and then he'll jump. Might as well. Crystal Cabot though, what's he going to do here? Where's he going to let Van Buren through? Rudy being patient, got nothing to lose by being patient. He's 51 seconds ahead of Fidek. Not going to lose that anytime soon. Crystal Cabot, what's he going to do? Oh, he's holding to the outside of Sandebart. He's going to make... Oh, he's just hit the brakes there nicely. Van Buren through there. Positions himself perfectly to move ahead of Cooper. Now Cooper's going to get through and there's no room at the end. Going to get blue flags. No blue flags anymore. No way that Cooper's just going to go through. He's going to work for it. Using every rev in that engine is Alex Cooper. Shifting up to the maximum every time. The V6 turbocharged unit in that car are just really giving its all at the moment. That Talos-powered Hawkeye. 14,000 RPM in every gear. He doesn't care which one it is. He's going to use all of the revs as he comes into the Nouvelle chicane. Tries to hit the brakes. Cabot gets it. Better stop though. Cooper doesn't get the turn. Doesn't get the turn to make the move. He is using the fullest extent of this Hawkeye's performance to try and chase down Cabot for fifth gear, and you can tell just how hard he's pushing that Hawkeye in that number 2 car. Cooper really pushing hard. Cabot pushing hard too. DRS for Cooper. Is he going to make advantage? Tried to look at his hand up, but didn't work. Not to get to an exit for... Got an exit for Cabot though. Will this be Cooper's chance in the Massonnet? No, it won't. He's waiting his turn, being patient, sensible Alex Cooper. Very level-headed driver, knows when chances exist and knows when to hold back. Immensely talented, but knows when to go for an overtake and when not. It's a good quality to have, and Alex Cooper has taken that to race wins before. Won't be a race win here at Monaco, but a 5th place on the cards if he can get past Cabot. No DRS in the tunnel, of course, but Alex Cooper giving it his all. He's not going to look down the inside this time either. Maybe just trying to psych Cabot out. Trying to play mind games with the Estonian. Sandy Choda says battle for P3 is going to get interesting in 2 or 3 laps, apparently. Morris and DeVos, yes. DeVos must have pitted because Morris has gotten through somewhere. Either that or he's been overtaken. I wasn't paying too much attention, but... Oh, it was in the Nouvelle chicane 50 seconds ago. Morris went on the inside. Well placed. DeVos out of the podium then. That was an overtake and I completely missed it, but Morris into the top 3 again. Cooper and Cabot though for P5. These two on in the moment. Really gunning it. Cabot has got to defend from Cooper this time around. Bristow and Alex still battling it out. I think he knows Alex can't go for it in the new chicane. He's just trying to line up the perfect opportunities could be here, but it's just not coming around for him. Gotta take a chance, otherwise they disappear, and maybe Cooper's chance at fifth has disappeared. Not looking too good anymore. As I do believe we have been joined by, yep, it's Mike Pittman again. No surprises for getting that right, but Mike, we are on lap 74. Brady Van Buren looks to be cruising to this one.
To be honest, yeah, but he's doing well. I can't really fault him at all. We're just pacing gaps and seeing what we can do. It's all about Risto at this stage, to be honest, and what can be salvaged from the interesting race that's been going on that car.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see this battle between Cooper and Cabot. It's been going on for a couple of laps now. Alex Cooper's kept looking at the new chicane, but Bristol's been keeping the door closed, just what he needs to do, really. Not being given Cooper the time of day. And,
yeah, well, I mean, Risto knew this was going to have to be the case anyway, being on these mediums. We were hoping more people would have dropped behind him, but obviously the issue with Morris as well. We were just kind of lucky that he was pitting then anyway. So we didn't lose as much time as in having to do an extra stop than we were planning to. But yes, so far with Cooper, it's been all very fair and even driving.
And that's exactly what we like to see in Super League. He's always taken so much of the curb there. Is Cooper. You can see how desperate he is to get through on Risto Cabot. He just wants through and he can't get it. And he's having to try. DRS for Cooper. I don't imagine he'll go into Sandoval. Maybe not even through Massenet, but he'll probably line up to the Navas chicane again. The gap not really going anywhere between these two at the moment, but slight lockout from Cabot. You can imagine the pressure starting to build maybe in these last couple of laps, but Risto, the ice cool Estonian, won't be feeling it, will he?
No, he's great. He's been in this sort of position before, but you know, it's just it is, and it was part of our strategy call to begin with. He was always going to be on the mediums on the last stint, trying to get into this position. We were hoping it would be sat there in the podium positions, but nonetheless, yeah, if he can keep this going, and you know, proud of all the team so far, and of course, you doing this broadcast. Thank you very much.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here in Monaco. Pleasure to broadcast for GPVWC, of course. Some of the best drivers in the world here in Super League, and they're proving it at Monaco just by the quality of the racing they've put on today, you know. And, you know, the likes of Van Buren, the likes of Cabot, Stavros, Cooper, Morris, Fidek, you know, these drivers, they're proving really just how they can race at Monaco.
Yeah, a lot of leagues decide that they don't want to run this because it just ends up being a crash fest or something along those lines. But actually, I think it's brilliant. It's such a spectacle and it's so different. Although you may not see loads of overtaking unless you're in Morris's car, then you don't. But it's all the strategy and actually the skill that it takes really to get that car. Even just to get to the end, it's quite a lot of drivers still on this track getting to this end. That's impressive.
Yeah, there is. It's interesting. You know, just to say, we've had a reasonably high attrition rate this race. When you look down the list of retirements, you've got Shiranku, you've got Olsen, you've got Guyers, Panic, McNaughton, DeVries, Horrell, Roland. 8 cars out. Quite a high attrition rate for Super League. So, you know, Monaco, a difficult circuit.
We've seen that on a couple of races so far where we've had that many people out, actually. But, you know, Monaco, you can end races with 10 drivers. So to still have people that aren't going to score points, it's unfortunate for those guys that are finishing, not scoring anything. There should be some sort of Monaco special point if you finish, I think.
Yeah, it should be a Monaco bonus. I'm sure we can put that in the administration for next year. But yeah, Drake Racing in the comments saying Van Buren hasn't raced. He's just looked ahead and let people move out the way. And just looking at the gap he has, you'd imagine that's actually quite true.
Yeah, to be honest, everyone who was close just disappeared behind us and just had to pit and stop a lot more times. Some people on 7-8 stops, something like that at this stage. It crazy.
Yeah, and Van Buren on the second last lap now, but he's on lap 77 out of 78. The Monaco Grand Prix almost coming to an end here in the GPVWC. And, well, Brady Van Buren really just has been a dominant force. Blinkers firmly on this race from the Dutchman, stating his championship intent if ever he was doing so. Fidek and Morris seem to be closing in, but I don't think they'll be close enough to battle by the end of this race. Cabot and Cooper still battling up for 5th and 6th. And Risto Cabot, I'm sure you'd be very happy with the 1-5, all things considered, Mike.
Yeah, considering where we were halfway through the race, 1-5 is pretty good. We should have had a clear 1-2 looking at our strategy, realistically, and then we could have had probably a 1-3 or 4. So 1-5 will do us though. Because it is Monaco, I should just be happy getting 2 cars to the end.
As you just said, though, it's one part strategy, but another half actually getting through and getting to the end and avoiding incidents. And Cooper and Cabot still dueling here on this 76th lap. It's 77 for Van Buren, of course. And as he comes across the start finish, he will start the final one. But still a lot of time left for the likes of Cooper. And, well, it's going to be that Rudy Van Buren laps all but the top 4. That is how dominant this race has been for him.
Yeah, we actually had it's been a weird race where we've actually been sitting there discussing, can we get 60 seconds over second by the end of the race? I mean, that's just mad to even be contemplating that. But that was our little target we set ourselves about 10-12 laps ago.
Well, they're 53 behind Fidek at the moment, ahead of Fidek rather. So I'm not sure whether that's going to occur, but either way, it's going to be interesting to see how this end of the race pans out. Really, last chance saloon for Alex Cooper on Mr. Cabot now, you'd think. But again, it's been the Van Buren show once again, really proving his championship credentials. Do you think you're a potential champion in your team here?
Well, yeah. To be honest, I can't say much else, can I? When he's winning, qualifying in the pole every time, and winning an awful lot of races. I know we shouldn't really say it, but yes, we're at that stage where why not? It's what we're in the business of trying to do. It would be great. We had Pushka do it a couple of years back now, so hopefully we can have another one. He's always been one of the top drivers. He just needed the consistency in the package, and I think this year it's all coming together.
It is. He's won the last 2 races at Spain and Austria. He came second in China. Round the final turn now. It's going to be a very, very special Monaco victory. 3 straight wins for Rudy Van Buren. He moves even closer to the Super League Drivers' Championship. Dominating force right now. And he really is the one to beat. Van Buren with a win at Monaco. Great race from the Dutchman indeed. David Fidek set to come home second, the reigning champion with his best result all season by the looks of it. But we have still got half a lap left to go. That's how dominant Van Buren has been. 52 seconds, finishing roughly ahead of Fidek. That's how good he is. Lee Morris should come home third, and then it should be Bart DeVos fourth. Bristol Cabot has finished fifth. Alex Cooper sixth. David Franchich seventh. Redshaw eighth. Hoekstra ninth. Baldy should be 10th. Higgins is 11th. Kilk is 12th. Schubert will come home 13th on his debut. Great result for him. Lopez 14th. Chergren rounds out the points, and Willis will be the final finisher in 16th place. And I'm just waiting for the likes of Fidek now. Fidek will be second then it will be Morris in third. Then it will be DeVos in fourth. We've already run through the rest of the finishers, but the retirements from this race: Daniel Schranke, Tobias Olsen, Florian Guy, Ben Stepanek, Adrian Renault, Gerrit de Vries, Ben Horrell, and Nick Rowland. What a dominant win for Van Buren though. 1 hour and 41 minutes, 16 seconds, .194 is the race winning time. Again, not quite the Grand Slam, but he did a very good job that race. He did a very, very good job indeed. You've got to be proud as a team owner, Mike Pittman.
Oh, I'm so lucky to have him in the team at the moment. He's on fire. It's been brilliant. He's not bothered about the Grand Slam. The strategy we put in place was never going to get us the fastest lap of the race. People can have that all year long. If we get the win every time, I'm more than happy. I don't think you'll probably see Risto in here chatting to you afterwards, but you probably will see a very jubilant Rudy in a minute.
Would not be half surprised if he was. Yeah, I mean, he loves winning, doesn't he, Rudy Van Buren? He's one of those drivers, he can't get enough of it.
It's that exact reason as to why he does win. He's so passionate and wants to do it. And actually coming second to Baldy has really pushed him on. That I think that was probably actually one of the best things to happen to our season, because most people will be very happy with 3 seconds behind and coming second, considering that race in the rain. But he wasn't at all happy with that. I've never seen him so furious, and so actually to come away and then dominate since has been brilliant.
Yeah, it's really been a kick for him if ever he needed a kick, second and 3 first. It's like you've awoken the beast, haven't you?
You think even before that we won the first round and he should have realistically got the second as well, apart from the disconnect on the final laps. So realistically he's had the opportunity to win all the races so far. Arguably only Baldy's beaten him on that one in the rain where we're still learning the strategies, but I think it shows over the past couple of races that we've got a strategy ahead of everybody now. We seem to be keeping these tyres going a lot better than everyone else.
Yeah, well, that is exactly the name of the game ultimately. And I think we're going to start bringing people into the room now, and we're going to start with none other than the overtaker extraordinaire from this race, Lee Morris. Welcome to the broadcast booth, Lee. You said this was your track, and you didn't half prove it.
Can you hear me firstly?
Yep, can.
Yeah, cool. I'm really not happy with that. I know it's a podium, but I'm disgusted with that, to be honest. The amount of time you say overtaking extraordinaire, the amount of times I went for an overtake on people and they just turn in like you're not even there, like they expect you to vanish into thin air. I mean, the people I was stuck behind, you're just stuck in a train, and they wouldn't make moves. I was stuck behind Cooper and God knows who else, and they just wouldn't try overtakes. They were seconds faster per lap, and they would never try overtakes. And I was like, for God's sake, if you're going to get anywhere in this race, you've got to get on with it. Rudy's a minute down road again, and I really feel today we could have challenged him. In the first stint, we did such a good job. We just stayed with Rudy and Capit. I was really happy with that, and then we pitted, and then we came out in obviously the train of traffic, and then Baldy ended up wiping me out. He wiped me out. I went down the inside of him into the harbour chicane, and he just basically turned in like I wasn't even there. Put me up against the barrier. I lost like 15 seconds or something there, and that put me out at running then because I was just stuck in traffic all race.
Yeah, we saw there was a little bit of an incident in the final turn as well before Daniel Shiranku spun, coming down the front section as well. And there was a bit of an incident between you and Gergo Baldi there. Do you mind walking with him? What happened there?
Yeah, I think it was his teammate, obviously. It spun in front of him on the track. I got a run on Baldi because he was on the soft tyre, so I tried to go around the outside into Rascas because I had the grip. Then I went around the outside into turn one, and fair play to Baldi, left me the room on the outside. Then when I obviously put the DRS on, down the straight, suddenly saw Shiranku spinning into the track. I had to swerve, obviously with DRS open, it just spun me into wall. And I think into Baldi or something, so just nothing I could do about that. I didn't obviously take Baldi out on purpose, but or whatever happened, I don't even know. It was just chaos all the way through. I really, really did not enjoy that.
Yeah, it can be a bit of a chaotic race, Monaco, and looking forward to the rest of the season then. Slightly less chaotic tracks, so hopefully you'll be able to continue this run of form we seem to have brought in.
Well, honestly, today, yesterday actually, I found something on the car. I struggled all week here. I was looking forward to this track all week, since the last race, as you know, and it was a disaster. Honestly, I was that close to not racing. Honestly, if you can see my fingers now, they're very close together. I was really, really close to not racing because the car was that bad. And then I found something on Wednesday because I've had no support all week basically because we've had no teammate because it's just been a joke again with teammates. So I've been doing all the work on my own. I managed to get the setup working, and I found a really good groove. I thought, nice one, here we go. I felt the Monaco groove had come back from years ago, and today I felt it all race, and the race pace was good. I mean, I think I had fastest lap at race. The car was just great, but I could never use it because if people just can't race. You get alongside them, and they just do not they don't look in the mirrors or they don't know you're there. It's stupid. So I don't want to say names, but I wish they'd open their eyes. Like you've got to make an overtake around Monaco. You've got to have the cooperation of the other person, and every single person I overtook today, with regards to Cooper and DeVos on the last stint. DeVos was so fair; he just left me room on the harbour chicane and didn't turn in. All the others just turned into me like I wasn't even there. And you've got to give it a go. I can't just sit behind people. I'm sorry, but you shouldn't have to do that.
Yeah, Monaco can be a tricky and testing circuit sometimes, and unfortunately, I guess your case, it's kind of shown. Obviously, not quite happy with how the race went. But thanks for joining us anyway, Lee. Pleasure to have you with us as always.
Thank you. Take care.
And from one podium finisher, we're going to move to another because we have acquired a David Fidek.
Evening, Josh.
Well, you must be happy with second place.
I would have been happy if I didn't have the grid drop to start with, but yeah, it was kind of a easy race. Well, like not easy, but like the guys I was racing always had a pit one extra time than me, so. When I caught behind them in fresh tyres, I just had to sit behind and wait for them to pit, stretch out my tyres, and keep doing that to the end of the race because they had to do that extra stop, and it worked in the end. And I mean, I couldn't help laughing my ass off then when Lee was on about overtaking and being caught out by dirty drivers because he punted me on the last corner and didn't give back the position. But it's not about going for it, it's about respecting other people on track, which he was in 3 or 4 incidents and I wasn't in any. So anyway, Yeah, Crawley, we didn't even bother focusing on this race. We just focused on the race, and I think that showed quite a lot. People were pitting lap 8, 9 for like their first stop, and we could go to lap 15. We just couldn't use that fully because we didn't want to get caught on the undercut too much. So yeah, it's quite impressive what we did with the tyres. But yeah, it's a good race.
Yeah, and of course, looking forward to the rest of the season, this second place is really going to help you get back into the Drivers' Championship because not the first couple of races didn't quite go as well as you'd planned, but obviously second here and the third last time out, you know, you're starting to get back into it. You're starting to show that championship form again.
Yeah, it feels like it's coming back slowly. I mean, well, if not any race has gone my way so far. You know, we've either picked the wrong tyres or been caught up in traffic, and even last race when I got podium, I got a penalty for the incident with Risto, which is totally deserved. I touched him and he spun. I deserved the penalty. But yeah, even then I didn't get the luck I needed. But yeah, this race was, you know, just going back to what I used to do and what I like driving. Like, did I just make sense then? How I like to drive. And yeah, it is slowly coming back. So yeah.
We may full well see you in the championship charge, yet you never know. Thank you for joining us, David. Pleasure to have you with us as ever.
Thank you very much.
And now I think we are going to go to a driver of the Belgian variety. It's a great pleasure to welcome to the interview room Bart de Vos. Bart, 4th place for you and a great result for Kernau Sport.
Yeah, it was a good race. The strategy seemed to work. Obviously, Monaco is difficult to overtake, so I thought to make as many pit stops as possible, and in the end, it worked out.
It did work out in the end of the P4, your best result all season, narrowly missing out on another podium for Kernau. Of course, got a podium last season, and you nearly had one this season. You had a couple of good results, though, 5th to 7th and 8th. It seems to be going your way this season.
Yeah, it's going well, but of course, a lot is because of the car. Our car seems to be very good at the moment, and I hope we can keep up in the development race.
Yep, and well, Kernau Sport. What is it like at Kernau Sport for you? How is it the team? You're 8th in the standings going into this. You'll be slightly higher, I think, coming out of it. What is it actually like to drive for that team?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's a very friendly atmosphere. Mark is amazing. He knows very well what he's doing with the car and the development. And also, Benz is an amazing teammate to work with.
Yeah, I'm sure that the atmosphere at Kernau, you know, really is a nice one. And yeah, of course, the car you've got as well, one of the best on the grid. So could we see a podium this season for you, Bart?
Yeah, hopefully. It's about time.
It's about time. I'd say that certainly is about time that you get a podium so close today. Hope you'll get one in the future. Thanks for joining us, Bart. Pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
And we really have saved the best till last here. And I'm sure Mike Pittman will be happy to have this long. Do not adjust your television sets, ladies and gentlemen. It's episode 4 of the Rudy Van Buren Show. And here's the star himself, RVB himself, Rudy Van Buren. You've done it again. Is there anyone who can stop you?
Well, my PC tried this night. When one of my triple screens blew up about 1.5 hours before the race, and I need to swap everything over and even convert back to single screen for this race. So yeah, I've had my fair share of bad luck in that case, but luckily it still worked out tonight.
It didn't stop me from taking a race win, though. You're 4th of the season, and you're 3rd in a row. You've won at Spain, you've won at Austria, you've won at Monaco. You're going on a bit of a run here.
Yeah, well, got to enjoy it as long as it lasts.
Well, I mean, you can argue it's going to continue at this rate because you've been in such imperious form, and well, definitely establishing yourself as the champion-elect, rather. You know, you really are going into Canada. You're going to have a big advantage here. You're going to gain 5 more points minimum over Gergo Baldi. You know, you're going to gain points over Baldi, points over Morris. You must fancy yourself as the champion coming into the half season.
Well, a lot needs to go wrong to lose that point gap that we have possibly for the summer gap. But it's still a long season. This is round 6, I think. So we got like 12 to go, and a lot can happen. Tonight I was lucky that I could race with one screen, but maybe something else happens. Bad luck in the race, disconnect. It's not been clean on that sheet, so we'll see. There are many other guys who are quick and definitely will be up there. Tonight, for example, Risto would have been pretty damn close if he didn't get the bad luck. So shame for him. Could have been a definite 1-2 for the team, but we'll take it as it is for now and probably be back stronger in Canada.
Yeah, that's all they can hope for. And of course, Mike Pittman alongside you was obviously he was talking to us throughout the entire race, and the strategy-wise was always chopping and changing. Mike, anything you'd like to say to Rudy specifically?
Congrats, mate! Fantastic, 3 in a row. Well done, and also well done to Bart putting that Valiant power engine in that Kerno. That's why that's so good.
Yeah, always likes to remind us that they power pretty much half the grid these days, Valiant, and not without good reason, because they are one of the best engine suppliers on the grid. And one more question for you, Rudy: what's Mike like as a team boss? Because we had him a lot this race, but what's he like to work with?
You can say no comment.
No, I'll go on to that. He's one that leaves you alone a lot because he got stolen into the live stream a lot tonight. So every now and then he's like, "Oh, can I go?" But no, hats off to Mike. He is creme de la creme in that way. He's there every question, every detail. I can ask everything to get everything back really soon. So hats off to him on that job.
Well, there you go. That is just Mike Pittman, one of the best in the managerial business and one of the best drivers in GPVWC, taking a great win today. Thanks for joining us, Rudy. Pleasure to have you with us as ever, and good luck for this season.
Thank you. And don't forget my sponsors. I need to notice them. Valiant, Trustmaster, and Stormcharge, and obviously Football. Thank you.
Yeah. Let's not forget the sponsor. You see, you get a sponsorship bid in, Mike. You must be happy.
Oh yeah, Martex.
All-round professional. All-round professional. Other engine brands are available.
Yeah, in the interest of GPVWC impartiality, other brands, yes, indeed. So that does round out our interviews for Superleague Monaco. Mike, you've been with us all race. Any closing thoughts?
I thought, to be honest, that went really well. That's Monaco. That not just because Rudy did really well out of it, but actually as a spectacle, that was great to watch because it's Monaco. I love this place, and I'm glad that it's on the calendar, and I'm looking forward to Canada next time out.
Yeah, I'm sure that Canada in a little while will be good. Of course, this is not the end of GPVWC action. We have in a week's time the World GT Championship from the Nürburgring coming up, and then 5 days after that, of course, it's Canada Week on Formula Challenge, the 30th, the 31st, and the 1st of June we'll have races and coming up in those. But for us here at Monaco, Virtual Monaco, I've been Josh Randerson. From everyone here at GPVWC, it is a very, very warm and sunny goodbye.